What is going on, everybody? I am solo. I am riding alone. I'm a lone wolf, the lone wanderer, the sole survivor. I am King Mexico, also known as the leader of the Geeks 5 Ever podcast. It is a slow Monday. Nobody is here. That's kind of sad. It makes me sad. Makes me sad that nobody's here to watch the live stream just yet, but that's fine. We have more people joining us. That's right. We have Balcon joining us today. If you're watching this at a later time, we have Balcon. They're going to join us today. They're going to be on the podcast. They're running a little late. We were going to reschedule till 9, but I couldn't edit the start time. So I decided to come on and just, talk and bullshit around and just be here with you lovely people. If you hear some background noise, I do apologize. My daughter is here with me today. And he's here and the dog's here. They're all making a ruckus. But before get started, how's everyone today? How's y'all's Monday? How's your spring break? I hope everybody's enjoying their spring break right now. That's right. It is spring break in Texas. All the college kids are now out of school for a while. All right. So since Keyblade Sonic's not here to do the skinny, I will do the skinny. For those of you that don't know, a couple weeks ago, they announced Dragon Ball Z Budokai. Oh, they announced a Dragon Ball Budokai Tenkaichi. Now, the thing is, everyone is calling it Budokai Tenkaichi 4, but I don't think it's the fourth installment. If you go back and you watch the video, the guy mentions that it had been 10 plus years since the last entry. That means they are counting Ultimate Tenkaichi as part of the Budokai Tenkaichi series. I think it's more they're counting it as a Tenkaichi. But if you really want to get down to it, there's Tenkaichi Tag Team, or is it Budokai Tenkaichi Tag Team? Budokai Tenkaichi 1 through 3, Ultimate Tenkaichi, and now we're going to have another Budokai Tenkaichi. I think they're just going to call it, honestly, if I were them, I would just call it Budokai Tenkaichi. Right? I'm trying to figure out what's going on with everyone right now. All right. Also, for those of you that don't know, the last trailer for the Super Mario Brothers movie just debuted not too long ago, and it looks great. I am looking forward to it. We might even give away a couple tickets. We're going to buy the tickets at your theater of choice, give you the barcode, and let you go watch it. How are we going to do that? We don't know yet, but we're going to figure it out. Also, we saw Creed. I saw Creed 3 for those of you that haven't seen it. It was good. Love the movie. Great movie. I really liked it. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a really great movie. I definitely would like to see it again. Also 65 debuted. I haven't seen it. Kind of looks like a reminiscence of Star Wars, but they go back in time and it's dinosaurs. So more on the skinny. So we just announced. So we're gonna do a. We're gonna invite several YouTubers to be on the podcast to talk about DK Oldies. I don't know if you know who DK Oldies is, but they're this online retro gaming shop. They sell video games. They sell consoles, and people are calling them a ripoff and a bunch of liars. So we're gonna see what's going on. We're gonna get people to come on the show and talk about that and like have a discussion. Let me see. Okay, actually, hold on, guys. I didn't. If anybody's watching this, oh shit. Okay, so it's not this weekend. It's next weekend. All right, so John Wick Chapter 4 makes its debut next week. I cannot wait to see this. Everyone's saying that it's the last John Wick. I don't believe so. I think there's going to be a fifth movie. And I'm looking forward to that. Super Mario. Okay, so this weekend is Shazam! Fury of the Gods, I believe. That's what's coming out. Yeah, that's right. This weekend, that's right. You can watch Shazam! Fury of the Gods. That is this weekend. Next week is John Wick. And I think the following week, I'm not too sure. Okay, so this weekend is Shazam. Next weekend is John Wick, and then 2 weeks later on Wednesday, Super Mario Brothers the movie, and I think the weekend before Mario. Damn it! It won't let me click on it. It lets me click on everything. No, it's not letting me click on anything. Oh, maybe my internet went bad. Did my internet go bad? No, I think it's fine. What's going on? Yo, what's up, Your Highness? You want to come on the show for a bit? I actually don't have a co-host. I don't have a co-host, so I'll take in a fill-in today. Okay, so yeah, so it's Shazam. This weekend it's Shazam, Fury of the Gods. Next weekend, John Wick Chapter 4. Then, Dungeons and Dragons Honor Among Thieves. And then, wahoo! The Super Mario movie. That's right, man. This is going to be a great month. A great month for me. Send me the linky link. God damn it. All right, fine. Y'all win. But you got to advertise. Let people know you're on the show and to come watch you bullshit around. That's right. But man, so many great movies coming out this year. It's going to be great. It's going to be awesome. It's definitely going to be amazing. I can't wait. I can't think of any other movies coming out this year that I'm excited for. I am going to watch Guardians of the Galaxy. I am going to watch other several movies. I just don't know what's coming out. I know there's several video games. Like once Resident Evil 4 comes out, y'all might not see me for a while. But joining us, finally, the one, the only, the Elvis impersonator, the man, the ass, the cheeks, Deacon Rap.
Hey, how you doing, man?
What's up?
So how do I? Okay, there we go.
No, I didn't say turn off your camera, bitch.
What?
I didn't say turn off your camera.
No, but your camera isn't on.
My dog chewed up my webcam cord. That's why I'm not on. Otherwise, I would be on camera. Show off my fabulous background.
Excuses.
No, exactly. No, I'm dead ass serious. The dog, and I need that webcam for work. And joining us, weighing in at something, he is the future heavyweight champion of the world, Your Highness.
What's up, my guys? What's going on?
What's up, bro?
What's up?
So I'm just waiting for Bakon to show up to do the interview.
Don't you mean bacon?
It is a play on the word bacon, but it's Bakon.
I thought it was bacon.
I think that
it's Bakon for balls con.
Well, they do have a big pair, so.
Oh,
by the way,
Cons or Sausage Fest.
Oh, balls con? Are y'all talking about waifu fest all over again? Jesus Christ!
There are so many goddamn waifu, ecchi, hentai, lewd, mouth breathing conventions nowadays. It's kind of.
We talking about Sausage Con New York, Sausage Con Texas, Sausage Con San Antonio.
Hey, I respect Ecchi Expo. They're not like the original 18 plus convention, but they're definitely one of my favorites.
Get your hand out of your cookie jar.
He heard that.
No, he didn't.
What the fuck?
Jesus, whoa. Deacon, what are you doing?
I mean, Deacon, damn, at least put yourself on mute. Christ.
Sorry, I didn't think you would hear that. I had my phone away.
We heard everything. Get your hand. All we heard was get your hand out of there. And then homegirl's like, shh, they won't hear us.
By the way, Jesse, I went to More Phenomenal Expo this weekend. And long story short, the Green Samurai Ranger, the actual actor, he smacked my ass and then he grabbed and held on to it.
Nice. I think he wanted to take you back to his room, but
I feel like he did, honestly. I'm just like, what?
He
The
wanted
thing
some of
is, I
that.
was cosplaying as
He,
Elvis.
he wanted some of Deacon's bacon.
Jesus.
He's like, oh, and then Deacon gonna go up to him like, that's right. Flip me over, butter me up, and let me sizzle.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my
And then,
god, you're so oblivious. Like, dude, come on. That guy wanted your. That guy wanted some booty.
that's the thing. I hear the next thing. I'm not sure if that's how he was, or if he was heavily intoxicated.
Oh,
Both.
yeah, it was probably both. He got drunk and wanted some booty.
Dude, it's like, I should have filmed that and put it on the internet.
I mean, whatever floats your boat, man. Whatever makes you happy. At the end of the
Whatever
day,
will,
you are a grown
whatever
ass
will
man.
trend.
Huh?
Whatever will trend.
Spoken like a true YouTuber.
I know you sound like a goddamn influencer. A lot of them are jackasses. Whatever trends, man. I ain't gay, but 20 likes is 20 likes. Bullshit. I ain't. First off, no, ain't no meat sickle going near my mouth.
Jesse, what did you do this weekend?
I went to go get my kid.
You went to what?
I went to go get my kid.
Yeah. By the way, I thought your kid was still an infant.
Jesus fucking Christ, dude. Come on, man.
Dude, where'd the time gone? Your kid looks like she's in kindergarten.
Dude, my kid is gonna be 4 in a month.
What?
Yeah, that's about around the time, when we
My
found out about her.
kid was born before the pandemic, dude.
Yeah, it's about
What the
accurate.
fuck? Dude, time is moving by quick.
I mean, if it was like if my kid were dressed up as a Power Ranger or a slice of bacon, maybe you'd notice more often.
No, not really. It's like, no.
I mean, Jesse's kid was born back when we only had like 3 conventions in Houston to where now it's like
Well, we
7.
only had
It's
like one. We had
ridiculous.
two. We had
2 or 3, yeah.
conventions. We only had anime wise. Oh yeah, you're right. We had Alcon. We had like Anime Houston wasn't a thing yet.
Yo, I mean like Comic Palooza. Um,
Comic
Holy crap.
Palooza. We had Alcon.
Delta.
You probably don't know what Alcon is, but Alcon is a tabletop gaming convention in Houston.
Okay.
But we already had Retro Palooza. We had the Houston Arcade and Expo, Arcade and Pinball Expo, whatever it's called. As far as anime cons go, we only had Delta and Animematsuri.
2.
And Zelda was born the year after the Bull Matsuri.
She was born during the cleanup period,
Right.
or
So
the
she
or the
was
beginning of that.
born like I want to say October, November, December.
Dude, we had 2 conventions in San Antonio this weekend.
So she was born 9 months after my grandfather passed away.
Holy crap!
Yeah. So that's interesting. That was interesting. But speaking of Anime Matsuri, they have already started announcing guests for their convention in August. Do I recommend it? Hell no. Do I endorse them? Fuck no. Would I shut on their lawn? Absolutely.
I just need to be there when it bombs. When like it bombs.
It's never going to bomb because the thing about
Yeah.
Anime Matsuri is that there's too many people that are like they're like, well, it's the only anime convention we have. That's not true. We have Anime Houston, we have Delta HCon. Oh,
It
but
is.
it's
It
the
is the.
second biggest anime convention in the country. No, it's not.
It is the only one in Houston that has that look with funding, with that presentation, with the colorful, with that level of like big colorful graphics and stuff like that, and get your laptop together and make it all look that big. It's the only one that looks like that, and I think it's in a giant ass building. Like Comic Palooza is a better convention, and it also runs in that building.
Right. Comic Palooza is a very high one offer promotion. Trade over years forward. Chat bots, the price is lower than any competitor. The quality is guaranteed to be the best. Auto on, incredibly flexible and convenient order management panel. Everything is in your hands. Turn it on, off, customized. Go to doggyhype.com.
This.
You're doing great when you have bots show up. Well, okay, so Anime Matsuri looks. It doesn't even look presentable. Like it on paper, it sounds presentable. It's kind of like Impact Wrestling when it was going like when they thought it was going to go out of business when
Yeah.
Dixie Carter was still alive. Not alive. I'm sorry, she's still alive when
Oh
she
yeah,
was
yeah.
still
Sorry.
running the business. So they're kind of like the Impact of wrestling. They're going downhill because of the management. I could see Anime Matsuri changing ownership at one point in its life cycle, and then it's progressively getting better, like current Impact Wrestling. But it's not the same. Like Impact now is nothing compared to Impact back then.
I also if Anime Matsuri does have a change in office, they're probably gonna change the name to the convention a little bit or
I
something
don't
like
think
that.
they will. I think
No.
they won't change it because of branding.
Yeah.
Like, let's say, like for instance, here's a good example. Like, for those of you that don't know, WWE is the rumors are that WWE is for sale, and the AEW isn't. Tony Khan's and his father, who owns the Jacksonville Jaguars, not Jaguars, Jaguars. They are interested in buying the company now. If they were to buy a company like WWE, they would go with the WWE brand instead of the AEW brand because the WWE brand is so much bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jesse. About Montreal changing hands. It would have to change ownership, like change ownership. It can't like, oh, we're gonna put this person in charge, but John Lee and his wife, they're still gonna be working in the background, quote unquote.
They'd have to like go to jail or something, because they're basically part of the Houston elite. Like they're so rich that like they're kind of above like most of the stuff that happens to them. To be honest with you,
But how?
when you have that much money, like I think the guy at Waifu Fest, he said he ran a booth. I think like the massage booth. No, he was friends with the guy with the massage booth. He said, "I'm like a 6-figure guy in my store." I'm like, "Why can't you start an anime convention?" I'm like, "No." He's like John. He's like John Denise. They're like 7 figures. That's how they can basically afford to lose money on this convention,
Right, because a
like a
lot of
money mark
anime
in wrestling
conventions, believe it or not, a lot of anime conventions don't make a lot of money. A lot
or
of these
draw
guys break even.
Now, my wonder is like, where do they get their money from, though?
Uh,
sponsors.
Sponsors, that's why they push the pre-orders so much. Like, hey, pre-order your badge, so they can start generating revenue to spend because they really don't. A lot of cons don't have actual revenue until the weekend of the convention.
Wow.
And and then why do you think they always try to do that? Those hotel deals, so that way, hey, let's knock like $60 off. It's a normally around that, like $60-$70 off. Let that a little cheaper. Then more people want to go. More people want to buy
Right.
tickets to get a hotel room.
A lot of cons do sign contracts with hotels.
That's it.
Yes, if you talk to any con owner, they'll tell you, yeah, if they have a hotel that's connected or they're in a hotel, they'll tell you like, yeah, we signed a 1 year contract, a 3 year contract. That's why cons will stay at a certain location for so long. You notice a cons like at a location for like 3 years and then out of the blue
Yeah.
they relocate.
Or in a
It's because
con.
the hotel like realized, okay, we fucked up. We don't like the contract we gave you. We're gonna give you the same contract but at a higher price. And the con's like, fuck no, no. And like conventions like Anime Houston, Anime Dallas have a lot of revenue, but they will never like here's the thing, a con like that will never bring in a Japanese guest.
A con like what, like Anime Houston or Anime Dallas?
Yeah, cons like those.
Yeah.
Cons like those will not bring in a Japanese guest. And that's where Anime Matsuri fucks up a lot. They spend a shit ton of money bringing in Japanese guests. And I understand that's what people want.
Blow off talent.
I understand that that can make money. But at the same time, you got to realize that these fucking guests cost a lot of money. You got to ship them over here, food, hotel for them to stay, visas, like, like translators, whatever they need. But if you hire like, Kyle, the voice of Gohan, he's not going to charge you as nowhere near as much because he's probably nearby. You can just get him a hotel and pay him his gas, and then
Yeah.
whatever he made him keep.
I feel like John Gramillion's probably the same way because he's at like a
Yeah,
lot of these, especially in
and
Texas.
believe it or not, like a lot of cons do profit off of the sales they make off the autographs of the attendees. Like, I'm sorry, off the guests. Like if Danny Trejo's at the con and they're charging $100 per autograph, the con will profit off the cost of that because they've already prepaid him. The con's trying to make money off of him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like I had Chuck Huber in the studio today. he'll tell me that he's guaranteed $5,000.
That's a lot of money.
I
It's a
know.
lot, not, but you gotta understand that's a lot of work. That's a lot of traveling. 5 grand ain't shit when you'd have to
Yeah,
constantly travel.
like Chuck drove like just this morning he drove from Conroe all the way to San Antonio. Then afterwards he was driving to Austin. Then tomorrow he's driving back home to Dallas.
Hey,
Hmm.
send me his
Yeah.
contact to be on my show. I was gonna ask you to ask.
I'll see if he's down for it.
I
He
think
doesn't have
check.
to travel. He can do it from his
Tell you
phone.
what, once we actually release the song we're doing, I'll tell him, hey, we're gonna be on the show at this time. Can you make it? Or like we'll work with him on
Speaking of
that.
songs, that's
Huh?
right, ladies and gentlemen. Speaking of music, Geeks 5 Ever is finally releasing its first sex tape.
Ah,
Watch it now on Pornhub.
I was gonna
What?
say diss
Let
track.
me guess. Is it Canada and 17 doing 69?
It's gross, dude. Like 17's a father figure to Canada.
Oh, so it's that kind of porno. Got it.
I don't, bro,
Is
dude. I'm not the one. Look, you're the one who had somebody say they're not. They can't hear us. And like, get your hand out of there.
is it the unseen footage of Room 109?
Oh God, yeah. We talked about Room 109. That was awful.
What's room 109?
So at Waifu Fest, there was this a bunch of dudes were throwing a party. I almost got into it with them. Um, like as they kind of pissed me off, and I chased them off.
What'd they
He,
do?
they were trying to like take my friend back with them to their room, and she was drunk out of her ass. Like she doesn't remember anything from that night. That's how drunk she was.
Gotcha.
I told the dude, like, dude, give us a minute. Well, we want to. I said, get the fuck out of here, guy.
That's very nice of you, man.
Very. I'm tired of being fuck. I that ruined my weekend, dude. This whole fucking year has been shit.
He tried to power play you too. That was
I
the real
know,
part.
like, get out of here, cracker. Go learn how to season food.
That was a power move he tried to do.
You know me. Your Highness knows me. Look, I
Yeah.
don't take shit from nobody. I don't care. I don't care who the fuck you are. I will go down swinging. I will throw hands. I'm not afraid. I'm not scared of the cops.
And I think he was also like, because I know who it was. It was the guy in the freaking Akatsuki suit, and he was drunk with us like the Friday before. I think he was also, I think he was like friends with the owner of the con too, or the founder, or the owner, or the founder of the con
Nah,
too.
nah. He wasn't friends with Javier because
Okay.
Javier was hanging out at our karaoke. Remember, he was even on stage singing.
Oh, okay, okay.
Uh, so that guy threw a party, and it was like a sausage fest. There was like one girl.
I,
It was SJ,
I almost
and
went.
they were all hovering all over her. Have you ever seen flies hover around the?
Yeah.
It kills and shocks the shit out of them. Yeah, that was pretty much it.
Oh, Jesus Christ. That's just so. And I
It
think
was.
there's probably going to be another one this year.
I mean, I liked Waifu Fest. It was small, but it was fun.
Yeah. Our,
Like
our side,
our group
our,
had.
our side was BroCon. Their side was Sasha's Con.
Yeah, no, for real. Like we had like a few. We had a few girls, but like nobody gave a shit. Like, hey man, you're not gonna hit on the girls. Like, no, not really, because they're my friends. They're the homies. Leave the homies alone.
I can
And like
tell
we
what.
weren't trying. Like that guy went through like the con saying, "Oh, we have a party in 109." So the hotel was divided into two halves. One half for the general populace because they're a hotel near the airport, so they were housing like pilots and stewardess and all kinds of people that work at the airport because they have contracts. This is a contract hotel. They make most of their money not from tourism, but from like the employees that work at the airport. And so they divided the second half of the hotel to the con because they knew we were going to throw parties. They knew it was going to get loud. They knew it was going to get wild. But this guy had his party in the general side. So I don't know if they shut it down or not. Their suite was definitely bigger than ours. Like, there's no doubt about that. But our room had more shit going on.
I think it was funny as fuck when like I think it was your boy, the one who helped you with karaoke. He wore the Warriors jacket.
Oh, yeah. Asian? Yeah. Asian.
Yeah, I think he said they were like, yeah, we're gonna go have him to get some girls. And I think the dude, the Akatsuki dude, went to go get girls. He's like, why the fuck would you send him to go get girls? He has no game. Like he said that in the room when he was recapping the story, and I just busted out laughing. Because
Like
he
game recognized game, and you looking very unfamiliar.
and the guy with the dreads and the Buster sword.
Who was the guy filming SJ's feet?
I don't know.
Remember we had that little meeting in the balcony?
I heard about that. Yes.
You were there. You were part
Yeah,
of it. You
yeah.
were the one telling me, like, "Hey, man, homeboy over there filming her feet."
Oh god, that was so bad.
And I was like, "Who's that? Whose friend is that? Somebody get him
No, I'm
out of
sorry.
here!"
Your best line was like when the party was winding down and everyone was about to leave, and like those girls left, and then we ended up partying with them on the next day, and you're like, he's like, "Hey, yo, can I walk you out?" And then he left, and you're like, if you have to look in the dictionary and find a picture of desperate, he be right there. The homeboy who
Okay,
was with the
yeah.
dreads, who was rapping and stuff like that, and had the weird Buster sword.
Oh yeah, because he was trying way too hard. He's all like milady, and, like holding the door, and like homeboy went to go open the door and hold it open for homegirl when she went to go use the bathroom. That's how weird it got.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I'm not even kidding. So homeboy's like milady, and then he opens the door, and she's like, you know what? I don't think I need to piss that bad.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And I think she went down to like the lobby to use the bathroom.
I can
And then
see
like
that.
the girls were leaving because it was late, dude. It was like 4 in the morning or some shit like that, and they're like, okay, we're gonna head out to our car because we gotta be back in the morning. I'm like, all right. And homeboy's like, can I walk you to your car? And girl's like, I mean, I guess. Like, I'm like, yeah, it's dangerous. Just walking, whatever. And then as soon as he left, I remember saying, I was like, bro, man, if you look up desperate and thirsty in the dictionary, there's a picture of him. Bro, it was weird. Like, he was almost as bad as the 109 guys. Like, it was horrible. And that's a topic that we are going to, like, in a later podcast. What the hell is up with this thirsty ass bullshit? Like, literally, I'm Facebook group, and I can't believe I'm admitting this shit. So it's called, it's called like nerds, but singles. I don't know. It's a singles group. But there's like a lot of dudes in relationships that want to cheat on their girlfriends. Like,
What the fuck?
yeah, I'm dead ass, dead ass. So there's this guy that texts one of the girls. He's like, "Send me nudes," and she's like, "Excuse me?" He's like, "Are you gonna send me nudes or not?" I didn't like get a copy of the picture because it's not mine. I didn't ask for permission. I don't want to use it on the show. But to like, it's hard to believe that these fucking people exist.
And let me guess. He called her a whore when she said no, right?
I didn't read the whole fucking picture. I stopped at send me. Are you gonna send me nudes or not? I'm like, no. Even if he calls her a whore, like I don't care. Like he has no right to call her a whore. He has no right. Like I don't care if he's. I don't care for the rest. I don't want to make it sound like I don't give a shit about her. I don't give a shit about the conversation anymore because at that point he's already proved that he's a fucking incel. I mean, come on, dude. Come on. Like, Your Highness has witnessed this shit.
Yeah.
He saw that shit. He saw Homeboy filming SJ's feet without her consent. At
Wait,
least throwing
what?
money her way. So
Filming her feet?
I think
yes, like
that's
they were sitting. Remember, she was sitting in the chair, like in the middle of the fucking room, like
I think
all
I may
not.
have saw for like a second or two, and then I just walked away because I remember we
Bro,
went
the
to the
fact
party
is,
that
he didn't
night.
even hide it, bro. She didn't notice, but he could have at least thrown like $100 her direction. Like, come on, bro. Like, at least get consent first, and then throw some money her way. She
Exactly.
had open-toed sandals, and like I didn't see him filming her feet. Otherwise, I would have told him to fuck off.
So how do you
When I
know he was filming her feet?
Because homeboy Josh, was it Josh or somebody else? Somebody pulled. Josh pulled, and it was like a group of us. All right, hold on. All right, ladies and gentlemen, now for the main joining us. He is. They are the next big thing. The upcoming event. One of the biggest cons of the year. The one, the only, BawCon.
Hi.
Yo,
My
Hey.
voice.
That was a really, really good introduction.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. No, thank you for coming on the show. We were just talking about since we start. I couldn't change the time. and I figured all of my co-hosts dropped out for today. They had family things, they had family stuff going on. So filling in is Your Highness and Deacon Rap. Your Highness is a professional wrestler who is looking to sign with the WWE or AEW and become their world heavyweight champion.
Yeah, the plan.
Nice.
It's the plan.
And Deacon Rap is an otaku rapper who travels all over the state of Texas.
Excuse
Apparently,
me, but that's not who I am. Oh wait, no, that is. Fuck, I messed it up.
all right. So thank you for joining us today.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
So, so I'm gonna be honest with you. So I actually heard about your convention during Waifu Fest. I think you were there.
I
Let me see.
was there. I definitely was there.
You showed up to karaoke at the con when I was
Yes.
stuck babysitting.
Yes, you were. Yeah.
I had to walk away and babysit. And we were actually talking about Waifu Fest because there was a room party in room 109 with those guys like advertising that they were throwing a party.
Yeah.
And I almost like they were trying to get my friend to go back with them, and she was incoherent at the time. She was completely drunk. She couldn't like really she didn't really know what she was doing, and I chased them off, and like my whole night was ruined. But they told me like, oh, you showed up and you talked to them, and they told me about the little discussion that y'all had. I was like, ah, fuck. So I didn't get a chance to go over it. So normally whenever this is a mature podcast.
Okay.
So you are allowed to say whatever you want, but if you do say something insulting about somebody, please refrain from using names.
Got
Remember,
it.
ladies and gentlemen, this podcast is rated mature audiences only. Strong language, adult themes, extreme sarcasm, and the possibly insinuation of drug usage. Also, sharks with bondage and yayo bear are all on this podcast.
Cocaine. Yeah.
Okay, Jesse, I can't wait for the sequel, Met Gator.
First off, they have yayo bear in Spanish at the Mexican Mall, and I'm about to go
Wait,
see
what?
that at I think it's Sharpstown. I got to get the name of the mall. They are showing Cocaine Bear in a and I am
Wow.
all about that life right now. I'm about to go see that shit.
Right. So also the yayo,
Yo bear.
yo also.
There you go. Oh, who's that? Who's the other person? Oh,
It's your niece, bro.
your girlfriend, the girl that's got her hands in somewhere where you told her not to stick her hands. Not on the show. And the official sponsor of this podcast. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, the official sponsor is dun, 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 Simp Bucks. Remember, when you're at a con and you run into that one individual that you're trying to get their attention, you want to woo them, you want to take them back, maybe have a drink, Netflix and chill, anime and hentai, whatever the case may be. Remember, Simp Bucks is the way. All right, and our podcast is brought to you by deodorant. Put some on.
Jesus.
What?
Oh,
I'm an
man.
entertainer.
That one guy who like did his cosplay, I think it was like matsuri or something. He did like a waiter and like Old Spice on like a tray or something like that.
Yeah.
like,
I love that guy. He smelled
Yeah.
great.
Yes, and then now like everyone else is doing it, and he's been like viral for a little bit on it. It's fucking awesome.
Except
Shout
he
out to him.
smelled great. Some of the guys like they didn't put enough on. So
At San Japan, there was like one dude where at every year that he would cosplay the Old Spice guy.
yes, I actually had him on the show when he got kicked out of San Japan years ago. But I digress. Anyways, moving to BalCon. So tell us a little bit about your convention. Is this your so I gotta ask. And we're gonna
Yes.
ask you some really tough questions. You might have
Okay.
to you're gonna get quizzed, and I hope you studied.
Quizzed? Oh man.
So is this y'all's first year?
This is our second year.
Okay.
Yeah. We had our first year last year, July 1st. We did a one-day convention in my hometown, Alvin, Texas. So
Oh, no wonder I didn't hear about your go.
yeah, we did a really small one-day convention from noon to midnight, basically.
Holy
Okay.
shit!
Yeah, so we put on a small one. I thought, let me go back. So, my name is Bacon. Everyone calls me Bacon. I'm the co-owner of Bacon, and what started this was I plan super ridiculous birthday parties for myself, and I always take like 6 months out to plan it. So December 2021, I'm sitting there thinking about my next event, what I'm gonna do, and I can't stop running with the idea because I joked because the year before was called Baconmania 32, and I made WrestleMania T-shirts. I designed them, I graphic designed them. I made lanyards and cups, and I handed them all out to my friends. And they're like, "When do you stop?" And I was joking, and I was like, "I'll stop when I make Bacon, a 3-day anime convention at the Galveston Convention Center." And then that December, I was like, "What should I do?" I was like, "Oh, I should do a cosplay theme." I was like, "Well, if I do cosplay, I should just do a convention." I was like, "Can I do a 1-day convention?" And I remember talking to my sorry. I remember talking to my friend, and I was like, "What do you think?" He was like, "Do you think you can plan one in 6 months?" And I was all like, "Maybe you're right." And then the next day, I was like, "Hey, the website's live. Let's do this."
What the
What?
fuck?
Okay. Go back. Rewind. I know we didn't just skip that part. You planned a convention in 6 months.
Yeah, it's just a 1-day small convention. I mean, I planned it in 6 months. I lowballed the spaces for vendors and artists really small because I'm like, I'm a nobody. I'm a no one with the convention that's happening for 1 day. I didn't think I was gonna have a voice actor because I didn't know much about the game. I didn't know how to get involved very well yet because I'm learning myself at the time. And so I was like, my spaces were really, really cheap. And I outsold them.
Oh
I outsold
wow.
so fast. I was like, okay, they see that it's worth it because they are already going to make back their money, but off of like maybe us sell because my spaces were super cheap. And I was like, all right, so we have vendors. I was like, what else could I get? And then I ran into the Megami Maids
Hmm.
at it was an event in February last year, a food event, I think, with a bunch of different other food trucks, and they had some vendors there too because we're just trying to sell up our last bit spaces. And they're like, "Hey, why don't you contact our manager and let's see if we can work out something?" I was like, "Sure." And then we worked out something. I had maids too after that. I was like, "All right, now I got maids." And I was like, "Okay, now I have maids and I have um, I have freaking vendors and artists." I was like, "I guess the next thing I should do is panels because that's what I want." To me, a convention, you got to have the 3 to 4 things. Vendors, an exhibit hall, some kind of maids, maybe panels, and a concert, and something extra. I think that what makes a convention to me. So I was like, well, next let's cosplay guests came out of nowhere. They're like, "Hey, we hear you're a convention. We're cosplay guests. We'll come." I was like, sweet. So I guess our thing will be guests. We'll have cosplay guests be a very big thing because I don't know how to get voice actors. And so I was like, 1 day small con, simple. We got this, we got that. And I was like, all right, now it was like March when I had all that lined up from last year. I was like, all right, now let's just push on marketing. Let's get people to come. Let's do this. And my friend at the time, she helped out a lot because she went out and I made her my recruiting manager is what I dubbed her the title because a lot of my friends helped me put on the first one, and I owe a lot to them being there and helping me for that. So she was out there a lot. We did a lot of guerrilla marketing. We'd go to conventions and just hand out flyers and be like, "Hey, do you like anime? Oh, of course you do. You're at an anime convention." And then we hand out a flyer. And because we have a motto here at Baycon, it's ABH, always be hustling. So, anytime we can sell ourselves to you, our brand, our convention. And the best thing was, oh, I've never been to a convention. Well, we're a small 1-day convention. That's the perfect way to test out, will I like a convention? And they're like, okay. So we did that a lot. We made a bunch of signs. And then it was literally 7 days before our convention. It's June, 7 days before our convention. And we go to this other one up in Corpus. And there I meet two people. I meet my friend Michelle, who did New Wave Expo last year of 2022. She did a convention in Corpus. And then I met Chuck Huber. And he was all like, I just handed him a flyer. I was like, "Hey, come check out our convention." I wasn't trying to get him to come. I was just inviting him as an attendee. And he hits me up 7 days before the convention. I remember it's a Monday. And he's like, "Hey, we met. I'll come to your convention for a hotel night stay." I was like, done. I was like, now we have a voice actor. I was like, we got one voice actor. I was like, done, let's do it. I had food trucks. We had a concert the other night. We had a cosplay contest. We had maids, and we did it all in one day. And I made 300 badges. We printed and laminated them, and pretty good quality badges for a one-day kind of convention. And I made 300, thought that'd be fine. We outsold that, and at the middle of the day, around 4 o'clock, we had to make 200 more. And at the end of the day, I calculated we had about 500 people come through, and I was like, oh, well, okay, well, we outgrew our space, and we need to go bigger and better. So I was like, we got to find a bigger location for the second Baycon, and that's how we ended up at the Pasadena Convention Center.
Awesomeness.
So
Nice.
I have noticed. Well, first of all, let me just say, congratulations on the success so far.
Yes.
I didn't know that you were a 2-year convention. This is the first time, actually, when my crew met you at Waifu Fest.
Yeah.
That was the first time I'd heard of Baycon. So the thing is, and with us with Geeks Forever is that I mostly run, like, I'm the guy that runs the podcast. I sign up for the panels, I submit the panels, I run the panels, and very rare, like, you will not see me at one of my own panels. It's very rare that I won't be at either something happened, I'm not feeling good, or like literally that's pretty. I just stepped away to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Even then, like I was interested when I heard about you because they told me in the hotel room, like, hey, so this person from BACON showed up and they said they wanted to like get to meet us or something like that. I was like, I don't remember what they were saying because I was kind of already pissed off at that point because I had to babysit. I hate babysitting. It was New Year's babysit.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, yeah. So I'm like, who? I'm like, BACON. Who's BACON? And they're like, oh yeah, here's the information. So they showed me they showed me your Instagram, and so that's how I found y'all. And I've noticed I've seen you at everywhere. I've seen you. So I see your pictures. I see your stories. And I've noticed, like, you're everywhere. Like, you're advertising your event everywhere, and that's what you got to do. I completely agree.
Yeah.
You got to hustle. Like, that's why that's how Geeks Forever got so big at one point. Like, we are not like we're not a cosplaying troupe or anything like that. We're a podcasting group, and we host panels. And a lot of our panels are very popular, but some of them are very controversial. I'm not going to lie to you. But
Yeah.
at the end of the day, we're entertainers. A lot of people know who we are. And like, we're always looking to work with other conventions in the future, which is why, like, I had approached you because I didn't know you were a 2-year con. I still would have approached you anyway.
Yeah.
But we're like, hey, I think this is their first year. I definitely want to make sure that we get them some publicity or something like that. So we had mentioned you before on the show.
Oh, okay.
And we had talked about like inviting you to come onto the show to talk about the con. Because I used to work with Mark, who owned Kamikaze Con in Houston. Like, that was 11, 13 years ago.
Oh man.
And he stopped, like, so one of the rumors was that, for those of you that don't know anything about Kamikaze Con, before I share these rumors and stories, they're the convention that went head to head with Animematsuri in 2009.
Oh man.
I see where this is going.
So Kamikaze Con was definitely a lot smaller. And 2009, in my opinion, was Animematsuri's best year. They pulled out every stop they could to shit on Kamikaze Con. And it worked. And their con was like hands down like the WrestleMania of conventions that year. It was so fucking huge. They had like the Bat Tumbler, bro, from the Dark Knight movie.
Oh man.
At their car show. They had Miyavi. They had all kinds of guests, dude. They spent so much fucking money to shit on a small con because they decided to be on the same weekend. Because that used to be Kamikaze Con's weekend. This was Easter weekend.
Yeah.
And so, like, I worked with Mark for a few years, and he said that it's a lot of time, it's a lot of effort, it is a lot of money, and the reason why he stopped doing it is he already had a child, but his wife became pregnant again, I think, with their second child. And so he needed to focus on being there for his family. So he quit the convention. Like, it was definitely, like, it's a lot of work and a lot of money. So, like, definitely, I tip my hat to you because that is an accomplishment, whether people realize it or not. Hosting a
No,
con,
it is.
hosting a con 1 year and having it be successful enough to where you host a second convention the following year is amazing because a lot of cons. So, how long have you been going to conventions?
And I've been going to conventions since 2007. My first con was Onicon 2007.
No way! Get the fuck out! Get the
Yep.
fuck out of here!
So I always
That
have
was my first convention too.
what? No way. That's
The
crazy.
same year.
Yeah.
Oh, if my girlfriend heard this, she'd make
year.
a fanfic right now about that.
No, you leave me out of your
At Onicon
fantasy wet
2007,
dreams.
2 nerds who didn't know they were there.
I mean, like, it was my first anime convention. I was 19 years old. I was working for GameStop. They were
Jesus.
treating me like shit. Yeah, it was
There's
GameStop
a
during the dark ages. It was worse back then than it is now.
there's a fucking television show you're writing. What the fuck?
I know. It's like, and,
It is. You flash back to 07.
dude, like, I could actually write like a sitcom with half of my life in it.
I was 18, first year in college, and I remember it was really big for that convention. Just not big for the convention, but really big for the community at the time because everyone was talking about that night on Adult Swim was going to be the first dubbed episode of Death Note.
Oh yeah, everybody's making fun of it.
Yep.
Like, I remember the 4Kids video. If 4Kids dubbed Death Note, and it
What
said
the fuck?
they photoshopped death and put disappear note. Light walks up to it, picks it up and says, "This is stupid." Drops it on the floor, and then that's the end of the whole show. End of the anime. It was like 5 minutes long.
What the?
Look it up. Look it up. If 4Kids dubbed Death Note, look it up. Look it up. I
Gotcha.
guarantee you're gonna
Better
be like, this is
Jesse, I gotta
dumb.
head out. I gotta go to the radio station for my radio gig.
Yeah, go get your girlfriend's hand out of your. Want her to have her hand.
What the?
The radio's an
What?
alibi.
Yeah, it's
No,
a
I
mic.
mean literally, I gotta go to the radio station,
We're
guys.
just teasing you, bro. We're just teasing you. Go ahead and go. Thank you for joining.
Gotcha, yeah. But
Take it easy, brother.
Bacon, it was nice. I know we didn't officially talk anything, but it was nice. Cause we've been talking on Instagram for a while, but we haven't exactly met yet.
Well, it's funny because I've kind of met all of y'all already before. Y'all just don't
Yeah.
really remember. I mean, Johannes knows me.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Okay. I'm gonna let Deacon rap. Piss off. Bye.
All right, peace out, man.
And
Bye.
don't forget to tell Homeboy, and I'll tell John about you. I'll get John to. No, I'm sorry, Josh. I'll get Josh to email you back.
All right, peace out.
All right. Bye.
So, was it last year? Yeah, Anime Houston last year. I was in your karaoke room, like in your panel for Anime Houston, hanging out there, and then Delta H, which was like the week later, I was there again, hanging out in your panel room, hanging out with Your Highness, and we went back to your hotel room.
What the fuck? I don't remember any of this.
I mean, you weren't there. You were babysitting that karaoke.
That's my baby. Oh
Yeah, no,
no,
we were
but,
holding
like,
it down upstairs.
like I ended up. I had a good night anyway. Like, there was a chick there that I was really interested in. She was wearing like these shorts where like her booty cheeks were like hanging out of. So we ended up like meeting and we ended up talking and like stuff happened. So yeah.
The first night at Delta H at the first karaoke night, you gave me a drink from your cup because I was like, "Hey man, let me get a drink," and you're like, "All right."
What the fuck? I don't remember that either.
You
You
got
gotta
a free
stop
drink.
meeting me after 5 o'clock in the afternoon.
No, okay,
Past
Jesse.
5,
He
I
got
don't remember
he got a free drink and he got free fries from me from
That'll
Whataburger.
make it-
that
I
same
did
day.
get free fries from you
Yeah.
from Whataburger. That's
Yes.
right.
Bro, how many times you see me giving away food and drinks to people at my shit? We don't just give away
Many
alcohol. Like,
times.
hey man, you hungry? You need some water? You want some food?
Yeah, that's when I tried. No, Anime Houston's when I tried Super Saiyan Blue, whatever that drink is.
Oh
yes.
yeah. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear
I
that.
brought some of that back. Yeah.
That's 5 hours you'll never get back. No, but that's crazy. It's such a small world, and it's insane because we went to Deerbrook Mall here in Houston, and we actually ran into people that knew who we were, and I never thought about that. Like, y'all know? Really?
Nah, I get that too. Because after the first year of Baycon, the next conventions I went to was it Anime Houston, Delta H, San Japan, and I forget where else. And people would run up to, they'd be, oh hey, Baycon. I'd be like, oh hey, and they're like, I was there, or I was a vendor, and I was like, oh, that's awesome, and they recognize me now.
Question about the con, real quick, just real quick. Is this
Yeah.
the current date for
Yes,
this year?
this is the current date, July 1st, July 2nd.
So so if I'm gonna ask you some questions, and if you don't
Okay.
want to answer them, just say pass. No
Okay.
hard feelings.
All right.
I am a journalist. I have to ask you the hard hitting questions.
Yeah, no, go for it.
So, all right. So you are fully aware that you are the same weekend as Delta HCon this year. Is that correct?
Yes, I am. I'm fully aware.
Okay. So was this like? Did you know, or was this done
No,
before they announced it?
So after our first year, I was like, all right, I like the first weekend of July. I like being there. We'll just keep it there again. And then we hadn't gone live with it yet because we were still working with Pasadena Convention Center, trying to get everything finalized. But those dates were already set when we were talking to them. We just hadn't been able to post about it yet and talk about it. And I go to Delta H last year, and I'm with my partner, my other co-host, my friend Drew, and I was like, bro, look at the back of the badge. And he looked at it and goes, those dates look familiar. And he's like, oh my gosh. And I was like, oh no. And I was like, you know what? They're closer to, the Katy side of town, and we're in Pasadena. I was like, we're smaller. I think there's enough community where we can both thrive and be okay this year.
So I'm gonna share something with you. So I've been with Delta. I went to the first Delta, and I stopped going to Delta for a few years, and I'll tell you why after the show. I can't.
Okay.
I don't want to say it during the show, but like I went back in 2016, and we've been going since, and I feel like some of the staff members there have been very disrespectful towards me because they from a personal standpoint, I love Sarah. Like, Sarah's great. She works hard. I love half the staff for Delta. I love them so much. There's just maybe like 2 or 3 people that work there who I just can't fucking stand. Like, I'll tell you flat out, like, I love Sarah. I love Chris, who runs the DJ for the formal. He might not like me, but I love him. He's a great guy. Never say anything bad about him. I don't like formals though. I fucking can't stand those dances. But like, we were talking about, like, because we had heard about BalCon, and then I'm like, okay, when's BalCon? Because we got to start, like, we already start planning. Like, this year's been really rough on me and my family, so we haven't planned our conventions out yet. So I got to get that ball rolling before all the deadlines come through. And we were deciding, like, are we gonna do BalCon? Are we gonna do Delta? Because I personally do not want to do 2 conventions in the same weekend again.
No, yeah, definitely.
Like, because the previous year, this was last year when you found out. The year before that, Delta and Comic Palooza were on the same weekend, and I had to work both cons.
Yeah, so I'd heard about the Comic Palooza Delta thing on the same weekend, and someone else had told us. I think that was in late September. Yeah, because we're at San Japan. They're like, because one of our vendors they're like, I'm waiting to apply because I want to know where Comic Palooza is going to land. And I was like, why? What do you mean? Aren't they? I stopped paying attention to Comic Palooza, and last time I remember them, they were in May. And they're like, well, they said last 2 years, they'd been either right on top of Delta or right before it. And they're like, between me and you. And I was like, yeah. He's like, I know some people there, and it's kind of personal. I was like, really? And I was like, great. I don't want Comic Palooza, Delta, and us all on one weekend. I was like, that's just going to destroy both of us. I was just like, oh, no. But then Comic Palooza came out, and they're like, we're going back in May. And I'm like, oh, thank gosh.
Right, yeah. So the reason why Comic Palooza did it that late was because of the pandemic. Like, once the state opened back up, all the cons, like, there was a con every week for like 10 weeks straight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which was the stupidest thing in the world. I think it was the dumbest thing in the world to have that many conventions so close together. I still think it's stupid because there are people that finally financially recovered from the pandemic.
Yeah.
The pandemic ruined a lot of lives. It ruined people financially, physically. It ruined their like, people have lost loved ones because of the pandemic.
Yeah.
So, and then, like, there were so many conventions so close together. I had to travel between Delta and Houston and Comic Palooza. And it was such a fucking pain in the ass for me And then this past Delta, they were the same weekend as Colossal Con.
Yep.
Yes.
The water park con.
I
And
heard
it
about
hurt
that one.
both of them, I heard that both conventions got hurt. Yes, no, Brian's right. It's a convention overload.
Because you split the audience.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't help that, school was starting back that week. So,
That is true too.
yeah.
And this year, the curse continues. And it's not your fault, but that is definitely one of the questions we had to ask because people have been asking. Like, they wanted to know, like, did they do this to fuck with Delta?
No, not Delta. A bigger convention, maybe.
Right? Matsuri.
Any One Piece fans on this chat?
Yeah.
We're the worst generation.
Yes.
All these new conventions coming out, we're the worst generation.
Any One Piece fans in the chat? Yes. I'm sorry for your loss.
Dude, oh my, I think mostly it's just like maybe like a lack of maybe just because and a friend told me about this too, just a lack of awareness. Like we either need to get together or just even have a talk of, hey, it's on this day or just this day. Because having 4 cons in like a month and a half in the same general Houston area alone, that kills you. That kills everybody.
It's not just anime
or puts a
conventions,
target on
though.
everyone's back.
So we have, I'm sorry, but we have such a, our community can be very fucking stupid, I guess is the word I'm looking for. Because it's not just anime cons. We have comic cons. We have gaming conventions.
That's it. That as well.
Tabletop conventions. We now have trading card conventions.
Yeah, we have TCG Con now.
Yes, I was there.
We have waifu cons, ecchi expos. We have gun shows, car shows, boat shows. Doesn't matter. These are all conventions and they all compete against. Like, we all, a lot of these cons try to get together because it's a big community, but at the end of the day, you are competing against each other. Like,
well, I heard because the one con AM, I heard because they screwed over everyone that now everyone's scared to work with each other.
man,
Or scared to have a conversation. I heard that's what I've been hearing, that now everyone's so fucking paranoid against each other.
I'm sorry. I'm going to apologize to you in advance if you are friends or have any good relationships with anyone there. But fuck Anime Matsuri.
No, hey. I don't fuck. We don't fuck with Anime Matsuri.
Good. I'm so we can be besties now. I fucking Anime Matsuri is such a dumpster fire of a fucking convention. I don't care if John hears me say this or Denise. Look, fuck y'all. Y'all fucked me over. Y'all fucked over friends. Y'all fucked over. Y'all pissed me off. John, you are such an asshole. Like, I was there, guys, when y'all announced y'all's first child. Fuck y'all. Okay, sorry, didn't mean to go on that rant. Every podcast we do, I have to throw shade at them.
Oh no, it's fine. But actually, I think about 2 or 3 months ago, when we were in March, so right around December, I think it was, Delta actually emailed me, emailed Baycon, and they're like, "Hey, we realized we're on the same day, and there's nothing we can do about that. But in the future, let's try to work out something." I was like, "Yeah, sure." So we shared future dates with each other so that this doesn't happen again, because there's just so many new conventions popping up and stuff. So that's because there was supposed to be, there's no ill will with us being on the same weekend. It just happened. So
that's good though, and that's how it should be. You should try to like figure something out. Like, don't be like, "Hey man, don't be picking this date no more, bro. This is my date. Go get your own date. This is my +1. Go get your own +1."
I mean, technically, we're already competing with a convention in California because Anime Expo is the same weekend. But I was like, the reason I kept it the first year, we competed with Anime Expo too as a joke because it was the same weekend. But I was like, for the people that can't afford to go to Anime Expo because that's way too overpriced, I was like, they can come here to Baycon.
Which is smart, by the way, because think about it. A lot of cosplayers are not rich.
Yeah.
A lot of cosplayers will go to a convention and survive off of sugar packets and water for the entire weekend.
They spend money on the cosplay, of course.
They'll go and spend $300 on that waifu figurine of Samus, but they can't afford like a McDouble, which is smart because you're offering them something that's affordable alternative to Anime Expo. Maybe they want to go to a con that weekend.
Yeah.
But the whole thing with Delta, the thing is about Delta is they've been around, like, I think being the same weekend as many other conventions has hurt them.
And being on Westheimer.
Yeah, that's kind of. But like BalCon, y'all have a lot of momentum going in right now. I don't know if y'all realize this, but y'all have a ton of momentum.
I, I I don't realize it, but I'm starting to realize it more and more when we're getting emails from people like, "Oh, I've heard about you," or what was it this weekend? I went to Anime Verse Fest because that's literally in the same place we're gonna be, and I was like, "Oh, that's a great opportunity to hand out flyers and also give away a couple free tickets for the weekend."
Yeah.
And there's a few. Oh, I've heard about this convention. Oh, I've heard a lot of good things. I was like, "How could you hear a lot of good things? This is our second year." I'm just like, okay, cool.
Right. No, and it is good. I haven't really heard like as far as like street cred goes, I haven't heard a lot, but I've heard like hype. Like, oh shit, they got what's his face. They got this. They got this person. They got. Let me put it like this: Anime Matsuri is one of the biggest anime conventions in Texas. It's definitely one of the top 10 biggest anime conventions in the country. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe top 15. Whatever. They have some bullshit guest. They had Vic Mignogna, which I don't give a fuck about, but they had that's not. But they had his lawyer as a guest hosting a panel.
Hey guys, I just want to be here. Yeah.
And when he hosted the panel, he was drunk.
Oh my gosh.
I've seen the video on that.
Like, they have such a huge ass budget, and they got the lawyer. The lawyer. Couldn't they have done something a little bit more interesting? Then again, they burned a lot of bridges, so I guess they didn't really have a lot of options. But y'all had like I saw some of the shit y'all announced. Y'all had some like y'all actually caught my attention with some of your guests. Look at your guest lineup for.
Let me see.
Look at this.
They have the voice of Turles.
Y'all actually
Chris
have a few that a few. So I'm not big into voice actors, voice actresses, but I've actually heard of a few of these people. First off, y'all got my boy Ty.
Yeah.
I didn't realize y'all had him. Okay.
Yeah. He was our
Okay.
second get. The order of the people on the list are when we got them.
Holy crap! You got Chuck.
Yeah, Chuck had to come back. I was like, "Yo, Chuck,
Okay.
you made it. You made us feel like a real convention. I would love to have you back."
Y'all
And he was
got
like, "Yeah."
Napa, Turles.
Yes.
So
This is looking really good. I'm very impressed.
Voice of
I
Mayor
owe,
Joy.
I owe a lot to Drew Breadlove, the third guy on that list right there. He's from Blue Lock, and he was like, "Hey, I want to come to your con." And he's like, "Also, I think my cast of voice actors from Blue Lock want to come." So we have a good majority of the cast from Blue Lock coming to our convention. I was like, "All right, I guess I got to start watching this anime." I'm having majority of the cast here, and I actually really do like the anime, so I thought that was really funny.
That's actually kind of cool.
Yeah, so we'll probably
am
have a Blue
like
Lock Q&A too.
the only times I've ever given a shit about. Like once I met Sean Schemmel, I stopped caring. Like I love Johnny Young Bosch. Thomas is pretty cool. I haven't met Chuck Schumer or Josh yet. I met Linda. I got to meet Chris before he passed. I've met a lot of voice actors. I've met actors too. Like I met Walter, David Yost, Jason David Frank. I met I haven't met Austin St. John, but I partied with Walter Jones, the original Black Mighty Morphin Power Ranger, and Johnny Young Bosch, the second Mighty Morphin Black Power Ranger.
Yeah.
They've actually been to our room parties, believe it or not.
Oh, that's crazy. I met Johnny Young Bosch at a convention that we all don't like back in 2014, and that's when he went to AM. He went to AM.
I met him at Anime Mats. I met him at Animix.
Okay.
Okay.
I got to hang out with him and his band, and at Anime Matsuri, him and his band came to our room, and they got drunk, and Johnny passed out on my couch, and I was like, "Oh shit, Johnny's dead." I freaked out, dude. I was legit scared because he was not moving.
Yeah, that's insane. I met his whole band too. I had them all sign my CDs and stuff. I actually have a whole signed complete series of Trigun from that convention,
Oh
and I have
wow.
photos of each one of
That
them.
means you have an autograph with the original OG band members.
Yes, from iShine.
Yes. When
Yeah,
Crystal was there, holy shit, I loved her.
yeah. When he had the second drummer, because the first drummer left.
Right, he left because he had a baby.
Yeah,
Right. So so I knew him. I still have him on Facebook. I forget his name sometimes. But holy shit, man. Okay, so you've been around the block. You've been around the block a lot. Okay, and you're a hustler. You're definitely a hustler. You go out there, you get on that grind, you earn your fucking bread. You're earning like this is your baby. You and your partner have this convention. Y'all are definitely pushing it. Like, and I completely 100% endorse y'all. Look, we need an alternative to Anime Matsuri. Anime Houston is possibly, as of right now, no offense to Delta, Anime Houston right now is the only convention out there in Houston or in the Houston surrounding area that can go toe to toe with
yeah,
Anime Matsuri. Now that I know about BotCon, now that I see this hype, I see so much going on for you. I'm like, holy shit, this is a con, and they're already like they're going. Holy crap! I didn't realize your second year, but I can
yeah.
see like the potential. Like you can definitely like I said, don't take offense to it, but I could definitely see you as one of those contenders. Maybe not this year, but definitely like next year in the next 2 or 3 years.
That's something I really do like too. That was an idea when we realized we were going to stick around in the summer at time. I was like, I mean, why not be another alternative for the other one that no one likes? Oh, that's so controversial, you
Right,
know. Yeah. And
right.
honestly, I've spoken to a couple people at Anime Houston because that's the next biggest thing we try to do. Anytime we went to another convention, we always meet the program coordinator, the event coordinator, especially the first year, so we could talk to them and ask them questions and make connections with them. And I did that with my friend who does New Wave Expo. I met one half of the person who ran Waifu Fest, and then I met a couple other ones too, and I've been able to like this year, especially this year, because I'm having more different things. I'm having more something I don't know how to handle, like, oh, how do I do this? How do I do that? And I can just text them or call them and be like, hey, or shoot them an email and be like, hey, how'd you do this? Okay, this is how I'll do it since I'm smaller, since we're not there yet, things like that. And that's a big thing. So when I talked to Anime Houston, I asked them a bunch of different questions, but I also looked how they sold their tickets. And I was like, I like how they sell their tickets. I like their market. And I was like, for second year, that's what we'll do because I like how affordable their tickets are.
Yes.
Right. But they're smart about it too. They limit what guests they bring in. We were talking about this before you came in, but like, and we talked. So, the owner, the con chair, the owner of Waifu Fest, me and him actually went to high school together. We weren't like, we didn't became friends until college, but we went to the same high school. We went to the same college. We became friends. Sorry, I ate before I came on the podcast, and I'm a little gassy. So we met, and I was talking to him, and I agree. I agree 100%. Here's some things that like I want to share with you that you take it the wrong way, take it the right way. I don't want you to. I want you to succeed. I want all the conventions in Houston to succeed because I fucking hate Anime Monster. I knew John and Denise on a personal level. Like we were at IHOP during Hurricane Ike when Houston was on a curfew because of the power outage. Denise announced that she was pregnant with their first child. That's how I hung out with the group that they were all friends with, and that's how. And John and Denise offered me a staff position. I decided to go with Kamikaze Con because it was closer to me. It wasn't that far. I could actually make it there. Long story short, our friendship and our business relationship went south, and then the Nazi thing happened. That's what really hurt Geeks Five Ever was that we got accused of the Nazi thing that one year in 2018. I don't know if you heard about that.
I was around when that happened.
I
I remember hearing about that.
I did not hear about that.
So I would just look up a news article. Our name is no longer mentioned because we're innocent, but like some people still accuse us, they still blame us. So some of the damage had already been done. We canceled our panels months in advance, and they left our panels up. And one of them was a terrible fan fiction, and they allowed a Nazi cosplayer to hijack the panel and read Anne Frank fan fiction.
Oh man.
Yes, and it was during Passover,
Oh my gosh.
and like I went to go visit. It's a long story short. So we'll get into that. But I want an alternative. I want an alternative to Anime Matsuri. I no longer have a working relationship with Anime Houston, and what happened in Anime Dallas. I admit I make mistakes. I admit that I fucked up. I am not perfect. I shouldn't have allowed certain people to get under my skin, to piss me off. Regardless, I don't want them to succeed in Houston. I want them to defeat. I want someone to beat Anime Matsuri, and I could see that potential in this con. Like I could see a lot of potential. I could see being able to finally make people realize that people are turning a blind eye towards the other anime conventions. Like, oh, well, Anime Matsuri is the biggest. We're gonna go to them. I could definitely see that, especially with your guest lineup. Have you seen the Anime Matsuri guest
I have,
lineup for
I
this?
have not.
No, I haven't.
It
I
is
have
a
not.
joke.
The
It's
one thing I do every year when Matsuri is coming around is I retweet, share, or whatever I can boycott Animematsuri material. That's the only thing I ever see about it every year. Is like, oh, gotta share this again.
like, dude, they've tried. Like, their fans have tried to sabotage us. Like, one of their fans came on my show because I'm now very cautious about who I send the invite link
Mhm.
to. We had an open panel. We were letting people come on. He put Jace as his username. Jace is one of our co-hosts,
Yeah.
and so he knew what he's doing because he put Jace. He knew, okay, he's gonna guy comes on the show and flash
Oh wow.
on the podcast. We had to shut down the.
That's how you get
I had to
demonetized right
delete
there.
the replay. Like that podcast episode is gone forever because I had to delete it.
Oh man, that's cool.
Like that's the kind of crap that I've had to deal with some of the Anime Matsuri fans. There are people that blindly love Anime Matsuri, and like there are cons, man. There are cons where people like, especially Matsuri, where you have grown ass men hitting on like and taking pictures of girls that are like still teenagers. And I'm not talking about like 19. I'm talking about like 16, 17, 15. It happens all the time. Like that's why we need an alternative to Anime Matsuri. We want an alternative. That's why we want you, BallCon, to be successful. That's why we wanted y'all to come on the show. Like, hey, talk about the con. Share the love, man. Give us some info. Why do we have to go? Tell my audience why they need to go to your con.
Uh, I don't know more. I don't know about the other conventions, and I'm assuming it's the same. I'd like to say, but it's definitely it's also, as much as I say I did it because I throw big birthday parties, but also it's because I love anime. I mean, if you go to conventions, you love anime, and eventually you just want to give the community, a chance for it too, to also love it, and that's a lot of it was that the year before I started my convention, I started doing panels too. So I was like already doing panels. I was like, I had so much joy doing my first couple panels. I was like, man, what are I going? What's better than doing your own panels, running your own convention now?
Right. We have another comment in the section. First off, I want to acknowledge Brian. He's one of my homies. He's part of this family now. Brian, thank you so much for your support. By the way, you know what I mean. He knows what I mean. Phil, AM is nothing but evil. Cult con, just like R. Kelly, evil cult. Seriously, don't go to that toxic con. People, I believe you. Goku, toxic people has no place in any anime fan cosplay community. Um, well, thank you for that comment, Phil. Thank you. You're always so enlightful. Uh, a lot of people, and I've interviewed people before, like con owners. Uh, I don't know if you ever heard of a convention called Con. It was in Dallas. It only lasted like 2 or 3 years.
I have not.
So, like I interviewed the owner, and he said, like, interview. So, like, what got you to start an anime convention? Like the same reason why everybody wants to do it, to make money.
Oh,
Like, legitimately, that was the mindset of a lot of con goers, like con owners. So I don't know if you know this, but the convention community here in Texas, we have had what some people I call it a convention crash.
mm-hmm.
We had a lot of conventions at one point between 2009 and 2011.
Yeah.
Every like other weekend there was a con. And then out of the blue, like a lot of them just disappeared, they died, they went out of business, whatever the case may be. With you starting BallCon and like you've also noticed like a flux in conventions, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
What is your like? Does that concern you at all? Like, okay, shit ton of cons.
I don't think so because also, like I said, we're in July and there are summer conventions and they're here and there. I mean, with Delta H being on this the same weekend, but in the future it won't be like that. Uh, I but I'm not in this for the money though. So I'm looking to maybe break even every time, and I'm fine with that.
But
I'm
that's
looking
good though.
if I make extra that's going into the next one to make it bigger and better, because that's the idea is to slowly grow this from like we did last year was a 1 day, this year's a 2 day, and maybe we take another year to another 2 day, maybe we take a couple more years, and then eventually go to a 3 day convention and become bigger. And that's the idea is to slowly grow and just to put back whatever we make back into the next one to make it bigger, to make it better, to do more things that I've wanted to see at conventions or stuff I used to see at conventions that I feel like I don't see anymore.
Okay. So, but what is stopping you from being a 3-day convention? Is it just financially? Just you're not big enough?
Financially, and I want to have more uh conventions, more Baycon events under my belt before we decide to tackle a 3 day one. But if we went into a 3 day one right after the 1 day one, I feel like that'd be a lot, especially for me, for whatever volunteers I get. It's like I want to go through it so I have better experience, so I have better ways to communicate to other people when they come on board to help out, when they come to do this. And I'm like, oh, this is how we did it, and these things worked. And now I know they work, so let's do it. Let's try to make it bigger. I know how a 1 day went. I did a 1 day really well, so let's go to a 2 day. Let's put together a 2 day one. Let's go to a 3 day one. You know, it's just so I have the experience and know how to run it that way.
Okay.
Yeah.
And all right, go ahead, Your Highness. You got a question?
No, I was gonna say, I think you have the advantage at least because you're at the end of June, so you're not heading to the hot part of July yet.
No,
And also you have like, yes, it's a 2 day con because if it's a 3 day con, sometimes with that pressure of do I go to this one, do I go to that one, do I go to this one, go to that one? Even if it's just 2 days, you can still get that one person go, yeah, I'll go to this before I go to this next con. I'll go to even for 1 day. You still got someone, and if you hook them, they'll be like, okay, now I want to go next year for both days or whatever. So you just start from there.
Right. Yeah. I think you're the new con. You're gonna have the advantage right now. You are the new face. You are a new con.
Yeah.
You have a clean slate. There's nothing bad to be said about your convention. You know, everyone that went last year enjoyed it. They loved it. So you're gonna have I think you are gonna go into this. I want you to be honest with me, Bacon.
Uh-huh.
Do you think you're the underdog?
I guess.
I am going to tell you, no.
Oh.
I don't think you're the underdog this year.
Hmm.
I think you guys are going to kill it this year. I think. I'm sorry, and I want Delta to come on the show. I support Delta, but I think Delta going in this year is the underdog.
Oh, man.
And it's nothing bad against them. Is that you have such a hype lineup, and that's what people look forward to. Yes, the dealer's room is like such a huge thing, and I'm sorry, I don't give a shit about a con's dealer's room. Those are just, to me, they're glorified flea markets. Like, I might go and spend some money if the prices, like, there's always that one guy that has reasonable prices. I'm like, okay, this is $1 more expensive than it is on Amazon. I'll take it. Oh shit, I saw this figure on Amazon for $10 more. I'll take it here. There's always that one, like, there's always those few vendors that, like, holy shit, okay, I got $100 and I'll walk away with 5 figures.
Yeah.
I think that you guys are gonna kill it this year. You guys it already looks amazing. I love the website. It's such a, it's adorable to say.
Yeah, thanks. I designed it.
Yeah, it's great. Like, cause it's definitely it's very simple. It's straight to the point, and everything's at the top.
Yeah.
Sponsor if we want to sponsor. You got events. You got cosplay contests, BotCon at night. So tell us about that. Oh, you got panel applications.
Yes, our applications just opened up this week. We haven't posted about it yet. I was waiting a little bit to post it, but I'll make the announcement here. They're open right now.
Panel applications, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, damas y caballeros. Do you have a panel you would like to host at BotCon? If so, fill out the following form, and we will get back to you if approved.
Yeah, but yeah, so Baycon at Night's our concert. So because I think we're around March last year, and we were talking about everything we had, and they were asking me, my co-host, he was asking me, is like, how late do you want to go? And I was like, I don't know. What do you want? What should we do after our cosplay contest? Because the cosplay contest was gonna be around 6, I think, end around 6. And he's like, what else do we like about conventions? I was like, I like the little concerts they put on. Sometimes the music's good, just out there to feel it and dance around, move around a little bit, have fun. And he's like, okay. And he's like, let's do a concert. I was like, all right, I'll give you them to get the entertainment lineup, because he's done a lot of band lineup stuff before in his past. So I was like, you know more about that side than I know, and you know some bands you can contact. So he contacted a couple of our friends and other people he knew, and he's like, all right, let's put on a concert. And then even one of our guest cosplayers, they wanted to sing, and we're like, all right, let's put you on too. So we had a nice little concert the other night, and I was like, well, we got to do it again this year too.
Yeah. You got another comment, by the way.
I see that.
Phil says, I'm going to read it with an accent. Balkan looks very interesting. I may check it out if possible. Best of luck, company.
Thank you.
Chad says, concert?
Yeah. So we'll already have someone from last year already lined up again, and we're working on getting a couple other, like, maybe DJs, a couple other bands and stuff like that. Because, like I said, been going to conventions since 07. I know what I like to see, and they're fun. And I'm also, the first year or two, probably the first year. The first year I went to a convention, I thought the dealer room is where you're supposed to go, because the friends I went were like, oh, let's go to the dealer's room, and then that's it. Then go back to the hotel room and hang out. And I was like, oh man, this is so much fun. And then the next year, yeah,
I'm sorry.
I was lied to, because then the next year, not the year, the 08, I go to Matsuri the second. I think that was the second year they put it on in 08. And I go to that one, and I am with other people. They're like, oh no, let's go to panels. And I was like, what are panels? And then I went to the panels, and that was around the time they just had started doing the voice actors 18 plus panels. And I met Crispin Freeman and Sunny Star. How do you pronounce his last name? Krillin.
Yeah, Sunny Straight, I think.
Sunny Straight. Yeah, Sunny Straight. I have his autograph in my wallet from that convention. I met a lot of them. They did an 18 plus panel, and they're like, hey, don't record this. We will get in trouble. And I was like, oh, what? And then I fell in love with going to panels. I was like, wait, this is what a convention is. Going to panels and meeting other people there at the panels and making friends. I was like, screw the dealer's room.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Actually, Your Highness, can you take over for just maybe 2 minutes? I'll be right back.
Sure. But yeah, I was you, like, literally like a few years ago, where I was like throughout high school, because my first one was AM as well, and I would go and just be, yeah, dealer's room, this is fun. Go back home. Hotel, go back to the hotel. Now it's like, I think it was like around Anime Houston, where it's like, yeah, I want to actually go to these panels. It's actually kind of funny. When Greg Ayers did that one, I was like, oh, this is actually pretty cool.
Yeah. It was especially when the voice actors, they put on really funny, good panels. And then it became where I met some friends who did panels, and they did a couple. What was the first one they did? The Why We Love Problematic Villains.
Okay.
My friends, shout out to Mani and Neha. They were like, you should. I was like, I think I want to try doing a panel, and they're like, try it, do it. And I was like, all right, yeah, and I did. My first panel 2 years ago was are you the main character of your life? And I loved putting on that panel, because I had to do a deep dive into it. And then I really realized I loved the sound of my own voice. I'm gonna be honest. I love talking. So I was like, man, I should just do this more. I get the ability to talk in front of people. And then I was like, I like game shows. Let's do Anime Feud. And that's honestly probably one of my favorite panels we've put on now. My other one was put on by my friend Drew, and we do Let's Make a Top 10 List, aka Anime Mojo, and he runs that one. Well, I help out, but that one's also very fun when we put on too. That one gets hectic, crazy, and I love that one. And so I loved doing panels, then I loved making panels for people to have fun at them, because it was just great.
Yes, that's like the best, probably the best, especially at like night too as well. You can just walk around, you just go into the panels and just have fun.
Yeah,
or whatever.
some of the best panels I've been to were at night. We're like, hey, let's go check out this one. We just walk into a room, and we're just there, and we're like, oh, this is hilarious. I wish we were here at the beginning. And this was a great panel. They know how to really talk. They know how to.
Yes.
They're talking about really funny and stuff. And I think just doing that and going out and meeting people and talking at conventions and panels is another reason we're doing so well too at BayCon, because we're very friendly. We're very out there and meeting new people. Everyone on my staff, we're all very friendly. My co-host, he's very friendly too. And people know us and start talking to us. And we have a lot of friends who run panels, who do podcasts, who do other stuff that are doing our stuff for us. They're like, oh, I want to come and put things on for you. And it's just, that's one of the things we're trying to also gear towards. We're very friendly. We're very open with people and have a great time. We want to treat you like a friend. Come have a great time with us. Let's put on this convention.
Yeah, that's like, it makes us more stronger as like a community or whatever. Like I just kind of like that or whatever.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, especially because I remember meeting Monty and Neha a few years ago. Then you the next year.
Yeah.
And then where they like, and I hung out with the volunteers or where we all just kind of hang out. And now it seems like we're kind of changing the community a little bit with just conventions and just the way we are and our influence.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
Now we are kind of rising. Worst generation's kind of we're rising through. We're going in, brother. Yeah.
I have returned. Sorry about that.
No, it's fine.
Yeah, it's fun. I will say the best moment was the one where it's me, you, and Monty and Neha, and I think Neha is still there. We're just sitting down and we're watching karaoke, and the one guy who did like that weird rock and rap.
Oh
thing
yeah. That guy that goes that song. Oh man.
Oh, he's like guns, dead babies, all kids that shoot us blows, and Monty's like, yeah, if we sang that, we'd be arrested. And she looks at me like, you'd already be dead.
I was like, oh, only that guy can sing that. I felt like he was there at Waifu Fest singing again, but that's definitely.
It felt like the same dude. There was a guy at Waifu Fest that was like that. Had like white. He was like a white guy with dreads.
Wait, what are y'all talking about?
We're talking about this guy at it was Delta H, and he was singing a song about guns and babies, and it was me and Your Highness and a couple other friends, and we're all people of color, and one of them went, if we sang that song, we'd be arrested, and then looked over at Your Highness and was like, you'd be dead.
Yeah, we make that joke all the time in the hotel room. Then somebody's like, hey man, they're gonna call the cops, and I just look up, I sober up, I'm like, what? The cops? Oh no. Hell, now y'all better stop. Y'all better behave. Cops gonna run in here and they're gonna start whipping. Look, Mr. Policeman, I got a room filled with colored folk in it. We're on our way.
The white guy at Waifu Fest, I just remember when he did his version of the rap, I just remember Jesse and them went to the room and they were like, all right guys, new rule. No more slam poetry.
Oh yeah, like for real, because that guy was all like he at first it was interesting, but then it was like he wouldn't stop, and it was getting way too much and extra, and like, dude, I'm like, god damn, welcome to Slam Poetry, brought to you by Hot Topic.
I went the one day. I went Saturday for that convention just to hang out, and like obviously because it's close to Pasadena Convention Center, so I was like, oh, another opportunity to pass out flyers, meet people, and talk and stuff like that. And I really liked that one because I linked up with the other co-owner, Javi, of that convention, and he gave me so much information about running conventions, and it was very helpful. And I really liked that.
Right? Yeah. I mean, like honestly, if I had known, I definitely would have like talked to you more. Like, hey, especially panels. Like, I will never work for a con ever again, and I just don't want to run my own con. But I don't mind helping. I don't mind doing panels. Like, I don't mind like I'll work hard, but like at the end of the day, I don't want to be staff, because staff they work even harder. They underappreciate it. Hi, princess. What's up? Come here. Daddy's doing a show. Come here. I have my daughter for the week. I haven't seen her since November.
Oh.
Hey, come back. Come back and love me. Her name is Zelda.
Oh, that's cute.
So, yeah, like because believe it or not, panels. I firmly believe that panels are the lifeblood
Yes.
of a convention
Mhm.
because to me, you're starting to realize this, but dealers' rooms are artist alleys. Artist alleys are great. These are local vendors. These people make the stuff with their own two hands. But at the end of the day, it's a glorified flea market. It really is. And I'm not trying to throw shade at anybody. There's nothing wrong with a purga. I love the flea market. I'm always buying shit that I don't need at the flea market. I'm always willing to spend a lot of money. But like when it comes to the entertainment factor, panels are the lifeblood of a con because panels can make or break a convention. Believe it or not, a dance is considered a panel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Opening ceremonies is a panel. A concert is a panel.
Mm-hmm.
And you literally had like, okay, Deacon Rap is an otaku rapper. I didn't know what the fuck that was at first. He had to kind of explain that to me when I first met him. And Chad, it does jazz at the con. He's the saxophone player during karaoke. He did that little mini concert. I don't think you saw that,
I don't think I did.
but he's done several concerts too. And like you have people like that are coming on this show that see, oh, BotCon's looking for people to host up, and that's where you get all these entertainers. Like, because you have some panelists. Like, okay, so I don't mean to throw shade at anyone, but I just want to bring up a prime example real quick. What the hell happened to the panel registration? Oh, here. No, wait. Oh, here it is. See this right here?
Yeah.
The background?
Yeah.
None of my panels are like this. I don't know if you've ever attended my panels, but not a single fucking panel is run that way with me.
Yeah. I've seen you karaoke.
And that's the thing, though. That's how I am. Like,
Yeah.
I did the intro for you in the beginning. I do the intros during karaoke. That because you have to bring that level of hype. Like, and whenever we start a panel, I'm like, all right, everyone, shut up. You know, shut up, shut. During the adult panels, I'll tell everybody to shut up. But like, I'm like, all right, I have a question for everyone. Are you ready? And everybody's like, "Ooh." No, I said, "Are you ready?" And then I get everyone to start screaming. And now, for the thousands in attendance and the millions watching on YouTube, let's get ready for whatever panel I'm hosting, you know? And then, like, and in this panel, I will make jokes, and some of them might be offensive. Why? Because I'm a Mexican and I make Mexican jokes. Don't call INS because I will run out that door. I'm like, and we're gonna give you one opportunity to leave this panel if you are easily offended. No hard feelings, nothing held against you, but we do tell jokes that you might find offensive. So, if that is the case, please exit right now because if you leave during the middle of the panel, we will sing one song and one song only. Every party needs a pooper. That's why they invited you. Party pooper, party pooper. Girl.
I mean, you know your panel's good when even the volunteers are always getting involved, and like they just and they because that's what I like to see.
Yeah,
When
and
even
then
the volunteers can have fun.
I encourage people like to get involved. Like my panels are all fan interactive. I encourage people to give me shit, to heckle me, to make
Mm-hmm.
jokes. I had one guy, uh, Rakage, black dude. He's like me and him became really good friends. He kept telling jokes. He's like, "Oh shit, the banner. Ah shit, frijolero." I'm like, hey you in the cheap seats, keep it down." And I love that. I love entertaining, and I actually host a panel called hosting your own panel 101 where I like try to help people like look, I want you guys to be successful. I want y'all to host amazing panels. I want y'all to be better than me. And somebody asked me why, like what, like aren't you competing against other panels? Like yes, I am competing against other panels. But if you're better than me, it's going to push me to be even better.
Yeah.
And like that's why like as far as panel goes, okay, I kind of went on a tangent. I don't know where I was going with that whole point. But like, let's talk about panel wise. Like, how is your panel layout this year? Because when you look at certain cons that are one day, there's a little bit of like concern because a lot of these conventions. You went to Comic Palooza? You saw how they had their panels out in the middle of the dealer's room.
Yeah.
Are you doing the same thing?
No. So there's like 2 extra rooms that the Pasadena Convention Center has that Anime Verse Fest wasn't using when I went to go visit it. And I was like, okay, we can use those 2 rooms for panels. And then we're going to have a smaller dealer's room, whatever you want to call it, because you can break out the dealer's room into more rooms with walls. You can put walls up, the
Right.
actual walls, not like, curtains, actual walls. They come out of the walls to make little cubicle rooms. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to do 2 more rooms and one main stage, and the other one we're hoping to do a little game room or something with that one. That one's
Okay.
still up in the air, but that's how we're going to do it, because I'd rather sacrifice dealer room space to put on more rooms for panels and activities and events to happen.
Which is respectable. I can definitely respect that. But with that being said, I feel like this is a dying. I feel people only do this because it's tradition. This is traditional. Everyone's done it. But now with the internet, with smartphones, I believe that it's a waste of space. Are you going to do anime viewing rooms?
Uh, so this year, no. That is something like you said. It was definitely something they used to do, and I saw them all the time. And now it does feel like anime viewing rooms are dying. Like I haven't seen so many anymore, but I like. I went to IkiCon this year for the first time ever, and I like they had their little restroom where it was nice, and they had like a break from everything. But they also had manga set up in there, and I think they might have had another like room next to it where they still did a viewing room, but they still called it just the breather room where you could just relax with your friends and like take a break from the convention. I kind of liked that. So I don't know what we're gonna do yet with doing a viewing room, or maybe we'll get there and eventually we'll visit it, because it's something I've always seen, and maybe we'll see how well it turns out. If it doesn't turn out well, then just keep
I
trying.
will say that it's something that you have to be cautious with
Yes,
because lots of things can happen in a room, especially in a room that's dark.
yes,
People can try to get handsy, take advantage. People use it to sleep in.
yes, definitely. Done it
Uh,
myself. I've been there. I've been there.
uh, yeah, I've done it too.
I was like, I don't want to. Either I didn't have a hotel room that was in the convention hall, and it was further away, and I didn't feel like walking back, or or I just didn't feel like going back to the hotel room. When you're
I
young,
I
when
didn't
you're
have an
young at a
excuse.
convention, you just want
I
to
didn't
hang out.
I didn't have an excuse. I was drunk. I couldn't like fuck it. I'm too drunk to make it back to the room. Just crawl into the anime viewing room into a corner.
Wow, my friends are coming for another 2 hours. Let me try to watch this show, and I fell asleep.
Oh, like, I didn't even give a shit about the show. I'm like, what's playing? What? Blood? What? Nah, I'm good.
I did back then. I did use it to find new animes. I was like, because earlier in the 2000s, the internet was still the Wild West in the time, and I would use the viewing rooms to find new animes to watch. Especially back then, it was always hard to find new animes to watch back then.
Right. Uh, so Brian says, and Onicon and Delta are the only cons I still see anime viewing rooms at.
I believe so too. I think that's the
Yeah.
only 2 I've seen still that have them.
I think there are more out there. It's just because they take up unnecessary space,
Yeah,
and like it's no secret that the internet almost killed the well, it didn't almost kill, but it definitely crippled the anime industry at one point.
it did.
Yeah, I was there like a little, like, 'cause I remember I got back into One Piece in like 09, 2010. And I remember this back when every anime had like a website dedicated to watching them, OnePiece.com or
Right?
watch
Yeah, like
Yeah,
DragonBall.com.
exactly.
With the
You would
with the
download it
gray,
and
yeah,
shit.
with the weird pause buttons and like the gray loading and everything like that.
I
I remember that
remember when
phase.
anime used to be on YouTube and you had to watch it in 3 videos. Like a whole episode was divided into 3 different
Ah,
videos.
I was about to say I was there. I was there when YouTube was part 1, part 2, part 3, and the guy who uploaded part 1 and part 2, his part 3 wasn't there, so you had to find another guy that had part 3, and you hope it matched where it left off in part 2. I was there for when MySpace had it. When
oh god.
MySpace had the freaking Naruto on their videos, that's where I watched the whole Rescue Sasuke arc. Was
That's
on
how I
MySpace.
watched Naruto Shippuden because when Naruto Shippuden, I was watching it on YouTube. At that point, Naruto Shippuden was only like Gara either just died or was
Oh,
about to
okay.
die. Like they were
Okay.
No
rescuing Naruto.
spoiler.
That was like the first 10 episodes.
The one tail.
Everyone was
Buried him.
talking so hype about it too. Like, oh my god, there's a new Naruto show where Naruto's an adult.
It is serious.
And like now, as an adult, I watch it. I'm like, man, this wasn't that good.
It's so
Oh,
edgy.
what? No, hard
He's sitting
love
at
for
a.
Shippuden. I
I
love
like
this.
Naruto the original more than I liked Shippuden because it was more about Naruto, where Shippuden became too much about Sasuke.
Well, if you go to any of my panels, I like to make the narrative that, especially if I do the "Are you the main character" panel, and we talk about being the love interest. One of the pictures I have is Naruto and Sasuke, and especially in that one, I drive home that that's all really Naruto is how much Naruto loves Sasuke and wants to be with that boy.
No, I brought that up too in the stupid shit anime does. Like, oh my god, Naruto Shippuden. More like call it Sasuke, the TV show.
He settled. He settled
Like
for Hinata.
literally, and I'll throw shade. I'll throw shade at Naruto and at the TV. Like, oh, oh yeah, yeah, oh yeah, Naruto. It's such a great anime. Yeah, let's spend 5 episodes. Naruto, Sasuke, Naruto, Sasuke, Naruto, Sasuke, Goku. I'm
Guys,
like,
you're
and then like I would throw shade. Like I'll throw shade like Naruto. This is Naruto in a nutshell. Ah, now this is how that punch affected me as a child.
look, you love Naruto, especially if you had somewhat of a bad childhood. If you have some trauma, you definitely love Naruto. I love Naruto.
My favorite anime, I believe the greatest anime of all time, is always going to be Dragon Ball.
Man, okay, that's pretty good. I'll give that one. But to me, the GOAT, the greatest anime of all
Oh,
time.
I know. I already know where you're going with this because I researched you, by the
Oh,
way.
perfect.
oh
Oh, let's see then. It's Yu Yu Hakusho.
Yep, I already
Yeah.
knew it.
spirit god.
Yeah, because I saw your Instagram photos and that you always posted like an advertisement for your panels.
Yes, I do. We always do. We always post an advertisement for him, which is funny because sometimes I don't tell a convention I'm another convention coming to do panels for them. I'm just like, oh, I'm doing panels, and then I backdoor promote my convention at the end of it. But we definitely, me and my friend, we were like, oh man, let's make the most aggressive sounding anime title, a panel title we can. Yu Yu Hakusho's the GOAT. Get over it. I love that panel.
Yeah, I have the same approach. Like with my Dragon Ball panel, it's called it's in all caps. It's over 9,000 a Dragon Ball panel. Are like like we add shit to ours. Like our karaoke, we called it the super adult karaoke. Or like our dating game, we call it the super cosplay dating game show.
Nice.
We add like extra names, like very like a few of our panels, the series panels have like basic names. But like I already looked yours up and I'm like, oh god, he's another Deacon Rap because Deacon Rap has that exact same opinion that Yu Hakusho like has one of the greatest theme songs, has one of the greatest stories, and has some of the greatest character development. But I will tell you why I firmly believe that Dragon Ball is one of the great is to me it's the greatest, but it is one of the greatest of all time. In Dragon Ball Z, it's like we don't it's firmly believed that with enough training, no matter who you are, no matter where you are at, if you there's nothing you can't overcome by bettering yourself.
So Pokemon.
Well, Pokemon is cockfighting
Ah.
kids. Pokemon is my pets are killing your pets. I won. Give me some money.
And I'll give Dragon Ball obviously will always be the the all anime, because we all grew up with just about. Well, I mean, the generation we all come from closer to, we all grew up with Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
Being that's the anime, that's the godfather of anime. They are it, and especially if I ever do the Yu Yu Hakusho panel and you come to it, in it we talk about how he takes inspiration from Dragon Ball Z. He loves Dragon Ball.
Yes,
that's where
he does.
he looked to
Yeah.
too. That's who he looked up to.
Oh god. So I actually bring that up as well because Team 4-Star brought that up and I bring it up all the time because somebody once said, I'm like, come on man, like Dragon Ball to me is the John Cena of anime. It is it is the greatest. People are like, John Cena sucks. John Cena can't wrestle. John Cena's an asshole. That's everyone's opinion, but John Cena is hands down possibly the greatest wrestler of all time. And I tell people that Dragon Ball Z is the John Cena. If you ain't got haters, you're doing something wrong. What about Bleach? I'm like, what about Bleach? I liked Bleach better when it was called Yu Yu Hakusho.
Ah,
uh,
And
I,
I tell people, and I liked Yu Yu Hakusho better when it was called Dragon Ball Z.
that's a good one too. I have seen that one. That's always a good one.
my friend said the same thing for Naruto and Hunter x Hunter. Come on
I
now,
said that about
Chunin
My
exam,
Hero. I liked
Hunter
My
exam.
Hero. I liked My Hero Academia better when it was called Naruto.
I like
I
My
like
Hero Academia better when it was called Sky High. a
That's
Disney
what I
movie.
used to. I use that one too all the time. My Hero Academia, the anime version of Sky High. I have superpowers. I'm Superman.
I
Love
good.
Sky High.
Do you love Sky High? I also
Yeah.
like My Hero, so it's okay. It's not that bad.
So with the with going back to panels, because we're talking about panels, we're talking about your
Yeah.
panels, my panel. You only have like what, 2 panel rooms? So
3. We're gonna have 3 panel rooms. Well,
okay,
3
okay,
because
that's
Okay.
a good number.
our main stage will double up as a panel room because we'll do a main stage area where we'll do like the opening ceremonies, and then the rest of the day it will be used for like some of the bigger panel stuff will be put on there, and then at night it'll become the concert, things like that. So
Right.
so we went from having 2 panel rooms last year to having 3. So we added a number.
Look, I'll bring you a canopy. We can set up a 4th one outside. Uh, well, okay. So this next question might be a little off topic, but it actually leads into the panel question.
Okay.
So the convention center, is it like a convention center, like kind of similar to George R. Brown? Is it part of a hotel?
It's probably more similar to the George R. Brown in the fact that there's no hotel inside of it. There's no hotel attached to the Pasadena Convention Center. That's our big thing this year. Again, no hotel right next to it. That's going to be our big problem facing that. So it's we'll deal with that.
All right.
It's a big convention center hall. We went from a place that was 10,000 square feet to a place that's now I think 30,000 square feet, maybe 40,000.
3 times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so that leads back into the panels. Because with that being said, the convention center, is it going to close like at midnight? Like, okay, everyone, get you can't go. You don't have to go home, but get shit and get out.
So, what best thing too, which is really great for anybody who has a convention or wants to put a convention on, the Pasadena Convention Center, the people running it have worked really well with us. They've talked to us and they're really great with communicating and working with us. And originally, I read something wrong when I was filling out my documents, and I was like, "Oh, we have to be out by 12," because I read that if anyone's attending the convention and is 18 years or younger, you have to end at 12. It meant if you're having like a birthday party for that person or a quince, you have to be out by 12. And I was like, oh, so how late can we go? And she was like, as late as you want. So right now we're looking at 2 or 3 in the morning.
Oh, yes.
Because we ourselves need to sleep and get ready for the next day. And the next day will be obviously Sunday will obviously be shorter than Saturday because it's a Sunday, and we'll probably be done by 6 o'clock on a Sunday.
Okay, which will lead into the next question. So, and a little bit of a backstory. So we are Geeks 5 Ever. We are entertainers, panelists. We are. We don't. We are. We have many slogans. We have our current one, which is it is says. Let me see if we do have a, because I want everyone to see it, and we do not. I have completely fucked up. Okay, so one of our slogans is the voice of the voiceless. So yes, we did kind of steal that from CM Punk, but I feel like that means more now than ever. One of our other slogans is "Together we can, together we will," and our third slogan is "We don't bring the hype, we are the hype." So we're adult panelists. We host a lot of adult panels. We're talking karaoke, shitty fan fiction, the Pokemon roasting one. We do several versus panels. Like we host Dragon Ball versus My Hero, which is a popular panel, and it's literally an open mic shit talking panel. That's for like It's for like it's an all audiences panel, but it's all completely fan. All our panels are comedy. They're entertainment, comedy, and they're fan interaction. And so, like, as far as adult content goes, how will you be like handling that this year? Because a lot of cons are steering away from less adult panels and more family friendly panels. Are y'all gonna have like a mixture of the two?
So, yeah, I would like to welcome the mixture of two, and obviously do the more older panels later in the night because I want it to be all ages because I want everyone to be able to come. I want everyone, and I actually honestly feel some conventions are going the other way. They're becoming more 18
Yeah.
plus panels. They're becoming more. They're like, hey, anime has been around forever. Everyone that goes to it, they're old. Weebs are freak. Let them fly. Let them have it. And
Right.
they've been going more. I feel like they've been going more towards that. But like, not Waifu Fest, Waifu Expo. I think that's the one. And then Echicon.
Those are strictly 18 plus.
Yeah, and then even at IkiCon when I was there they basically had an 18 plus dealers room the first night. Friday
Holy
night, they
shit.
turned one of the rooms upstairs and they asked the vendors who were having more of their graphic art out, come sell it here. And and then they also had somebody who did what's the form of tying up people, the Japanese art form of it. I forget what it's called. They had stuff there to sell for that. They had toys. They had all sorts of stuff. And I
Holy
was
shit!
like,
So,
yeah,
do you think like, with that being said, because I didn't know that, do you think Etchy Expo had something to do with that?
I believe so. I believe whoever out there did it first or did it the loudest and saw the recognition for it definitely made other conventions start thinking maybe we should do that. Maybe that's where we should start going because I do believe if you go too family friendly, you cut off a group of majority of people. You go to 18 plus, you cut off a group of majority of people. I still want to be well rounded. I still want to have everyone incorporated, have parts for them, have parts for other people, because that's what I want. I want everyone to be included.
Yeah, you want a mix of both the casual, diehard, young, old, to be able to go to
Yeah,
convention that we can spread out more.
definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. When we first got Chuck Huber and then Joshua Seth, which is voice actor of Ty and voice actor Android 17, I was like, are we just gonna go old school voice actors that I want to see?
Shit,
for a
I'm
while,
down. Say
for a
less.
while, I was like, are we just gonna become the old school convention? And I thought about it for a second, and I was like, maybe. I was like, whoever comes our way, that's who we'll get. And so for a second there, I was like, we'll just become the old school convention. Hey, the people I wanted to meet, the people I wanted to see, let's bring them over. And they haven't voice acted in a while. Oh well.
I mean, I'm like I said, I'm very impressed with the con. I'm like, look, we have some. I definitely have some loyalty to Delta, but there we have been having meetings about maybe switching it up. So, like, that is something we are strongly considering. Now that we know more, like, that is definitely going to be something that we are going to have to strongly consider uh, as a group because it's not just a decision I can make. I refuse to. I can probably work both cons, but I don't want to.
No, yeah, I get it. And hey, if we don't get you this year, there's always next year. So there's no hard feelings with that. I
Well,
understand.
there's a chance I might not even be able to do either one
Oh,
because so for those of you that don't know, I might be traveling to the Philippines for my job this year. Maybe it's a 50-50 chance. I still need to get my passport. I'm actually asking people to help donate to help me get my passport. With everything going on in my life, Brian knows what's been going on. He's been a very big supporter. Your Highness is also one of my closest friends. He's definitely been there. A lot of things have been going on, guys. Right now, like I just don't have the funds to get a passport. This is for my job. Um, they're gonna send me to the Philippines for 4 weeks, and then they're gonna send me to Japan for a weekend, and they're gonna send me back to the Philippines for 3 weeks. But I got to get a passport, and like right now, just financially with everything going on, I just can't afford to get my passport. So I'm just asking people here and there to help out, donate, whatever y'all can. A dollar, a penny, I don't give a shit. I'll take whatever I can get my hands on. With that being said, though, like yeah, I mean it's really tough right now because I don't know what's going to happen in the future. This year has been very rough for like me and my family. It has not been easy and something that we are still dealing with to this very day. But with BalCon, like I said, BalCon, like there's so much going into it. There's so much hype right now because you have such a strong lineup. This is such a great lineup. And right now, to pre-register for the convention is only $20.
Yes. That actually it just changed March 4th from 10 to 20.
Yep, I actually had it on the screen for a while. I don't know if you saw it.
I did
Uh,
not.
yeah, it said March 4th, $20. Until and then at the door it's going to be $30.
Yes.
Is that per day or for the weekend?
That's for the weekend. I
Okay.
believe per day we change it up. I think per day badge, I think for Saturdays probably 20, 25. I got to look at our stuff. And then Sunday will obviously be cheaper. I think we're going to go down 10 days for Sunday because if you haven't gotten a badge and you're coming in on Sunday, why not? Let's just make it $10. You want to come here, we want you to be here. And then also kids 8 and under are free.
So let's ask. Let's ask the real question here.
Okay.
What is your desired attendance number?
So we hit 500 last year. We want to double the number. 1,000 is what we're looking at. We're hoping for 15. We're hoping 1,500 people to come through. Our what I keep telling my staff is our unrealistic goal is 2,000 plus. But I'm perfectly fine with getting 1,000 or 1,500. As soon as we hit the 1,000 gap, the next one is to hit 15, and we're fine. We're fine after that. I'm okay with any number that comes close to that.
Okay, that's a good realistic goal.
Yeah.
Let's get it, guys. You heard him. Let's help him get them over 9,000 attendance numbers.
Whoa.
People are like, it's packed at the con. No one can move. There's no parking.
all,
Get your hand off my ass.
all bad reviews. This kind of convention was so overpopulated.
Smell like cheese.
They should have held
No
the
one took a
shit off.
shower.
It was too cheap. They should have made their tickets more expensive so people couldn't go.
You don't want to make money? Oh, what's wrong with you? Ugh.
Some
Charge
guy,
$100.
some nasty dude pissed in one of the fake plants. It was gross. Fucking Anime Houston all over again. But with that being said, like, honestly, it looks great. I think you guys are definitely going in there strong. Based on like just the guest announcements, I think you guys are definitely not the underdog. I don't know. You're the favorite to win. We'll see how it goes though. We still have a long time to go. This is still in July. You know, Delta. We want Delta to succeed. We want BotCon to succeed. We want all the conventions except
Yeah.
Matsuri. Fuck them.
Yes, pretty much.
I will shit on your lawn, Matsuri.
I'll say
Uh,
this, Bacon. You're pretty much like the new wrestling company in town.
Yeah.
Because
except
no, because
don't compare him to AEW.
No, because I'm just saying like in general, like because I deal with wrestling all the time and have to go to shows and set up and tear down when I work shows and that. If I already know that your volunteer staff are having fun, like the way I see it, Anime Houston, like those guys are having fun and they're just like working, then I'm already kind of sold on it because that's how I kind of was a little bit on like where Delta's kind of like lacking a little bit, where sometimes it's the younger ones that are trying to have fun, but they're going through.
You gotta understand that a lot of these cons have the exact same people volunteering. It's always the same people volunteering at all the cons. And you had Colossal and Delta. And this year we have Ba and Delta.
Yeah.
See, one day there's gonna be a G5E con. I'm gonna host it on a day that no one fucks with. At least anymore. Fucking, I'm gonna have it in April, Easter. I'm gonna have it. I'm gonna have it during WrestleMania and stream WrestleMania at the con to draw in the wrestling fans.
You're right. You know what? I want to have a convention one day during Super Bowl. I have my own personal grudge against the Super Bowl, and that's my best way to deal with it.
Football con.
Con.
Definitely though, for after this one, hope be successful. Hopefully we're successful. I want to do because I love that I started in my small town, and I knew that we couldn't do it there again because we outgrew the space in the area. So I'd love to do another mini version of a convention back at the hometown in between Baycons. You should
call it Turkey BotCon.
I was thinking mini Baycon, maybe Baycon Winterfest, something like that. I'm not sure yet.
I was thinking mini Baycon too, but Ba sounds like Bay, like a partner. Mini Bay, and that just might come off wrong. I don't know.
I love it when people ask me like how to pronounce it, because I've heard all sorts of different ways of how to pronounce the convention, and I love hearing all of them. I'm like, hey, yeah, that's however you want to pronounce it. You're talking about it, so I'm okay with that.
Well, you kind of answered our very first question in the beginning when you introduced yourself, because we were going to ask you if it was if it was done on purpose to play on words of bacon.
It was done because definitely my name is Bacon, and we named it that. But typically, I tell people the BA stands for Best Anime Convention.
Oh, okay, that's pretty cool.
That is not what came into our minds. We were like, man, fuck, if I like bacon, let's go to Bacon Con. My friend's like, Bacon Con.
That's the question we get every time, and it's funny. Like, is there going to be bacon there? I go, well, I'm Bacon, and I will be there.
Everyone gets free strips. All right.
Whoa, hey, what are we talking about there?
Strips of bacon on the grill.
Okay, but I'm about to say, you say free strips. I better not see somebody take off their pants at that con.
Deacon Rat comes in chaps.
Chaps. He's probably watching the show right now. Deacon, you better wear pants when you show up. So with that being said, I want to say thank you for coming onto the show.
Thank you for having me.
Very much.
Yeah.
We definitely would like to have you more, like in the future. Definitely again in the future. Definitely talk more about the con. It's still kind of early on.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely like talk more about the con. Talk more about your guests. Are you planning on bringing in any local guests, cosplayers, YouTubers?
So we do have a guest cosplayers on there. If you scroll down past the guest voice actors, I made it smaller because I'm also the one that controls the website. When you click on the guests, and then if you scroll past that, we have our cosplayers. Yeah, those are our cosplayers.
What the hell?
And then
okay, I know that, Ash.
Yeah, if you scroll past that, I have a content creator. I'm gonna have 2. I think we're getting a 3rd one.
Shit, how do you apply? Oh yeah, content creators.
Yeah, so my friends with Assuming Pod, they're really great podcast too. Met them back at Anime Dallas 2021, and been friends with them and stuff. Been going, hang out with them. So they're definitely coming down this year and being part of that. So
is this the chick that hates me?
I hope
no, it's not. No, it's not.
We haven't posted about that one yet. That we've posted about every single one except for that one. We need to post that one this week.
Okay. Jumping the gun.
It's all right. It's all right. It's on the website. Just
Kizuna cosplay. You heard it here from Geeks 5 ever exclusive. Is it? No, it's not her. Oh, okay.
He's going to investigate on this, man.
Oh, I know him. Avenger. I know him. Yeah, he's one of my buddies. I don't want to say.
Yeah, he came to the first BayCon. So the first 3 came to the first BayCon. So I definitely wanted to have him back again. And then the 4th one who came to the BayCon too, their name is I forget, but they are now actually our cosplay coordinator, and we have them on, and they've been coordinating with the cosplayers to get everything to come up and find out what they want and search out cosplayers and stuff like that.
Okay. I thought one of these cosplayers was a certain someone I knew, and I was about to say something because there's a cosplayer out there that has kind of like they've been a cosplay guest at a few of the small cons, but she kind of has. I don't want to talk about it. Anyways, no, this looks like a great lineup of cosplayers.
If you click the 3rd to the last one,
this one.
I can't see your arrow anymore. The 3rd last one. So before Adventure Bros.
Is it the one after Peach?
That one right there. Yeah. They actually won our was one of the winners for our cosplay contest.
Oh,
so they came back this year to be a cosplay guest. So I was really like, when they sent their application, I was like, yeah, of course I want to have you as a cosplay guest. You won one of our cosplay contest categories.
And how do you register to be like a guest? I've always wondered
that. To be a guest?
Yeah.
So so this year we had our cosplay. So the first year people contacted us. But this year, our cosplay coordinator, they went out and they contacted people. Voice actors, I reached a few of them, but it was really, they contacted us. And then the Blue Lock team just went crazy and had a bunch of their voice actor friends contact us too. And then a few, like the one, what's his name? I'm blanking on names. That's not
Damn,
good.
if I could, I would throw the contact create. I would throw towards in your direction the contact information for the creator of Animaniacs.
Oh well, that'd be crazy.
Ooh.
That'd be cool.
He's been on the show.
Oh man, that's awesome.
He was on the show and we were talking shit about the new Animaniacs because he has no involvement with it.
Oh wow, I did not know that.
Yeah, it was an interesting interview. Like he was talking about like he wasn't involved at all. Like his kids weren't involved. Then he came back a second time and hi princess. What are you doing? You want to come sit with daddy? Come here. Daddy's doing a show. Come on. Here, you can watch. So he came on the show. He like we were gonna review the first few episodes, and he admitted on the podcast like he didn't watch it at all. Like he wanted nothing to do with it. What's up? Hiya. Hiya. Yeah, he admitted that he didn't even watch it, bro. He didn't even bother. Like, it's crazy.
That's
But
crazy.
yeah, this con's looking great. Looking like shaping up really nice. Like, definitely. Who's that?
What name?
Okay, Deacon Rap's back. Hey, what's
Oh,
up, bud?
I'm in. Oh, hey. Wasn't actually trying to get in, but hi.
Hi.
coming
Actually, we're wrapping up already.
KSYM Studios. What?
We're actually wrapping up already. So, Bakan, thank you for coming on. Definitely, I would like to have you back. Maybe we can get V Adventure, Dad Ash cosplay, and maybe a couple other on the show as well with you to talk about
Definitely.
the show.
Yeah.
We're definitely
Yes.
going to apply. Deacon Rap's going to probably apply because he goes everywhere.
Yeah, I'm working on decon rap stuff, trying to get that solidified.
We spilled the beans. No.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
No. You didn't spill the beans. You just like told everybody, hey, so this is a possibility.
Oh, yeah, this
Find
guy
Find out
whores
next
himself
time
out.
on Dragon Ball Z.
Next time on Deacon Rap whores himself out for
Yeah.
publicity.
He's showing the concept out already.
Now I'm messing with Deacon. He knows I'm messing with him.
I know.
But thank you, Deacon Rap, for joining us for a little bit and joining us at the last minute. Bakan, thank you so much for agreeing to come on the show. It was amazing to talk about the con. I'm actually looking forward to it. And if like you know what? I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm gonna apply tonight.
All right, man. This sounds great.
Definitely, you are gonna get the Geeks 5 ever. I am, ladies and gentlemen, I am the EST. I am the craziest, the greatest, the hypest, the criminalist, the coolest, the dopest, the dumbest, the most
illegalist.
awesomest. I am the king of panels in the state of Texas. That's right. I consider myself the greatest panelist in this state. Why?
I can back it up.
am controversial. I am the hype. I bring you entertainment on many different levels that you may not even fathom. I don't apologize. If I can make you laugh and pee yourself a little, mission accomplished. Let's all go home and have a beer. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Bakan, go ahead and plug your websites and social media.
So you can follow. You can go to our website to bacon.live. You can find us on Twitter and Instagram at Bacon 2023 and Facebook at Bacon Anime Convention. We're on all of that. You can go to our website and get all our contacts too, all our social there. Panel submissions are open. Cosplay registration will be coming live, I think, in April, if I remember correctly. So keep an eye out for that.
Thank you. Your Highness, want to plug in one of your shows coming up?
Yeah, we have one in about 2 weeks. It's TASW No Limits. You can find the information on TASW Wrestling on Facebook, especially. That's the most up-to-date one. Texas All-Star Wrestling on Facebook. Saturday, March 25th. Show starts at 7. Doors open at 6. Get your tickets online while you can. You can go to our website, tswwrestling.com, or check on Facebook, TSW Wrestling.
And Deacon Rap, want to plug in your stuff, including your new podcast, Competition.
It's not really competition. It's just me telling everybody, hey guys, so this is what I did at this anime convention this weekend. That's literally the whole podcast. It's called Con Streams. You can find them on Twitch at War Dance Production because that's the name of the studio that I work at, and that's the show that we have under the studio name.
I continue competition, sir. So because you are competition, I'm creating a new YouTube channel for Geeks 5 Ever. Geeks 5 Ever presents Bum Fights. That's right. Join Bon Sliced Bread over here, El Mexicano, as I fight home bums on the streets. No, I'm fucking with you. I'm not doing
The
that.
fights will be in downtown.
Yeah, they will. Yep.
I'll
Geeks
be
5
watching
Ever
outside my
Bum
job.
Fights. I'm
Yeah, but
Kimbo.
if
My
you
name is
but
Kimbo Sliced Bread.
yeah,
I am.
but if you subscribe to our channel, you'll be able to see the fights ad free.
All my shit's ad free. Nobody wants to advertise with me.
By ad, he
Anyways,
means like a
if
McDonald's
you
wrapper.
if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the Geeks Forever YouTube channel. Subscribe to our Twitch, our Facebook, our Instagram, and even our TikTok at Mexico G5E. That's right. I already got my first video up with TikTok. It's my Dragon Balls actually rigged them to light up. Yes, TikTok. Right, Princess. Tell them sign up. Say sign up.
Sign up for a TikTok.
Stop being shy. Oh, dude, you're covered in piss. And you sat on me. No, I'm playing. I'll clean you. I'm just
Some of
messing
the
with
advice you give to a
you.
friend.
Silly daddy? I'm being silly? Yeah, she's like, yeah, you're being silly. No, I'm just trying to be funny, guys. No, thank you so much. All right, guys, if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to all the channels. Check out the shows. Check out BotCon live. If you can't find it, just Google it. I'm pretty sure you'll find it. Make sure you follow them on Instagram and Facebook because that's where I'm following them. We'll be back on Monday next week. And also, for those of you that don't know, fandom uh, live, fandom events. Josh, the owner of Anime Texas and Etchy Expo, will be on the show.
Oh wow!
All right.
And the new team running Ushicon will be on the show as well. We don't have definite dates yet, but they have already agreed to be on the show. BotCon will return for our cinematic universe, hopefully in the future.
BotCon will be back.
We'll be
Yes.
back for Los Borrachos.
Yes, and you will have to read a comic book from 1978 to understand what's going on.
No, it's just a bunch of grown men standing around saying, I ain't fighting that shit. That's some Godzilla level shit. I'm out.
I'm gonna walk away.
Yeah, I'm gonna walk away. All right, guys. Good night. Have
Good
a good
night.
night. Stay
Appreciate
safe.
Bye, guys.
And stay
Have fun,
classy.
y'all.